and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by Patrick Price, Chris Duarte, and of course, Benjay Nassim. How's everybody doing today, man? How you guys feeling? Hey, we had a pretty long day of COD today, huh? This shit fucking went by.
Absolutely, Tom.
This was long, bro.
What was even the first game?
The first game was Paris and Minnesota.
Okay, I'll just make it sure. Yeah.
Bro, that was hours ago, dude. Hours ago. We also got a special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Mr. Donnie Temp from the Paris Legion. He's been here multiple times before. It's not your first rodeo. It's your first time on with all four of us, though, Don. With the whole squad, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad to be here, man. I'm here to vibe. Let's go.
I like that,
Don. They letting you on in the cell?
Yeah, chill out, bro. Chill out, Slayer. Chill out, Slayer.
That's
Slayer's
not right.
tweaked out, yeah.
Hey, what do you mean by that, Pat? What do you mean by that?
The cell, you know.
I know.
Cell.
Should I show him? Should I show him, Pat? Hey, maybe we should show him.
It was a good tweet. It was a good tweet.
It was a pretty good tweet. If you guys haven't seen Pat, he's been pretty. This tweet's funny, man. So Pat says, I don't hate your push. Although with that amount of time left, I think y'all win just stacking. Needed 10s, but it was a chain of events. We'll obviously talk about this moment. You push died. Johnny got smoked P5. Gravity Chow's P3. There was a lot of mistakes going on there for sure.
Yeah, y'all, one mistake and it was good, but all three?
Yeah,
bro.
Damn.
Don, what do you think about this Photoshop job, man? What do you think?
I stole that from somebody.
It's funny as hell, bro. But I don't know if I'm toxic for laughing at it, but it is comedy.
No, you're not toxic for laughing at it.
It is comedy, bro.
But listen, man, let's hop into it, bro. Let's talk about some of these matches, man. We obviously had a long day, so we're just gonna hop into it. And start with the first match, which was the Paris Legion going up against the Minnesota Rokkr. We had a Bocage Hardpoint, Tuscan S&D, Gav Control, Berlin Hardpoint, and Bocage S&D. Pat, I'll let you kick things off. Anything at all about the vetoes that kind of caught your eye here?
I mean, nah, not really.
Or Chris or Ben, you guys can always jump in whenever.
Pretty even. I think the one thing, we had mentioned yesterday, Tom, was that, we don't have confidence in Rokkr winning multiple respawns in a series and that they have to go game 5 every series. And again, we saw another game 5. So
yeah, I feel like it's going to be a little stressful for them these last couple of days, man. They've been going down to the wire. But what about you, Chris, Ben? Anything at all as we get into the map 1?
No, nothing really to point out specifically about the series. But one thing you'll notice is, if other teams haven't caught on already, with a team like Rokkr that tends to go last map in general, I think a lot of teams could take an advantage here in the vetoes. They pretty much auto veto Tuscan Hardpoint every series. So even in Paris, so you got to think going into tournaments and stuff like that. This next major, a lot of teams are going to definitely pick up on that. So
yeah, honestly, I don't like when teams auto veto. But go ahead, Ben.
Honestly, bro, with the way the Minnesota team is playing now, I think if you're any team in the league, instant Bocage ban against these guys in Hardpoint. You play them on any other map.
Yeah, they're 5-9 on Berlin too.
Yeah,
you're guaranteed to get Berlin and Gavutu. I don't think they're gonna play Tuscan at all.
What's their Bocage record?
It's pretty high.
So Don, why the fuck are y'all playing Bocage?
It's our best map.
It's their best
every
map.
time.
Okay.
Bro, I have literally 20 YouTube videos recorded, and they're all Bocage Hardpoint, so I can't upload them. I can't just upload Bocage. You know what I'm saying? I can't just upload all my Bocage Hardpoint footage. I don't even have other maps of us winning. I go look let me see if I can upload a Gavutu Hardpoint map. Nothing.
Yeah.
I got one Gavutu Hardpoint map win. That I can upload. Everything else is Bocage and Tusk, and you know what I'm saying. So we gotta play Bocage and Tusk. What you want us to do?
Hey, Don, it was just a question, Don. I was just asking a question. You know, it's just all it was. But we get into the first map, and honestly, it was just a slaying power from Minnesota. Honestly, Don, you guys kept it pretty close considering the kills. Y'all were getting kind of worked in the kill department. And you guys were able to keep it pretty close the whole way through. Let's go into the listening with Minnesota Rokkr. They kind of took over going into the second rotation, so let's see how they were common in this one.
Frankie, tap barn is in tools and one's barn. They went home.
Barn.
I need a gate. There's 2 by barn. 2 by barn. Donnie.
He's hay hop.
I'm picking up right.
One more zig weak. Bottom barn, Johnny. Bottom barn, guys. Yeah, bottom barn dead.
You see how other teams call me out, bro?
Bottom barn to field door corner.
This is actually weird.
They know they gotta kill you, Don.
He's still field door.
10. Almost
Nice, good shit.
His name time. Back right, guys. Pick up dirt.
I have the right.
Back right. Front half wall. Back barn. Nice, 3 down. Bottom barn dead.
Donnie in the back. Donnie half.
They flip.
They definitely spawned dirt.
I'm hitting dirt.
I'm nading there. I'm nading
Every
there.
time I kill him, Donnie in the back.
On the barn.
Donnie in the right.
I'm doing the shots. I'm doing the shots.
Oh, he's yeah, dirt. Go there.
One in new on me. One in new on me. In new dead. Nice.
You
Okay,
stupid,
one
bro.
dirt. Last
Jimbo,
Johnny. They're spawning behind you. They're spawning back there.
I'm on time. I'm chilling.
I have all their background.
Dirt, Jimbo, dead.
Yo, get on my take. I can get Coop. I can get Coop.
Nah, bro. Hell.
Oh, he's Coop.
Back door, one shot.
Top bar. Yeah, check
Down one shot as well.
All right, Don, talk to me.
Yo.
Why so vocal during the listening? What's bothering you? Why you saying hell nah, hell nah?
Bro,
What's
why they
bothering
only
you,
calling
Don?
me out, bro? Like
Yeah.
I'm getting teamed up on, bro.
Wait.
Yo.
They would die. They would die to gravity.
Hold, bro.
Go ahead,
Why
Pat.
they only calling me out like that, bro?
They
They
Oh,
didn't
my
say a
God.
single
Every
name.
team.
They didn't
That's
say
what
a
I'm saying.
single name, bro.
Bro.
When they died to gravity,
said
Jimbo, or
one.
Johnny, it was him. He over there. But as soon as it was Donnie, they made sure, bro. They made sure to say that name.
That's
Yeah, bro, they singling you out,
Hell
Don.
nah, bro. I'm getting set up.
Well, listen, after that listening, and pretty much from here on out, after the second P2, it was not looking good for Paris, man. Minnesota was able to chain a few hills together, and this is mainly just because of the slaying power and the aggression they bring to Bow Cage. I could definitely see why this is one of their better maps. Havoc has been unreal for these guys. I feel like Havoc, if anything, I feel like maybe Standy hasn't really been himself. Havoc, on the other hand, has just been unbelievable for this team. But what do you guys think? You think Havoc's been a factor for these guys? Because I feel like as soon as they picked up Havoc, they did that. They had that 5-0 stint where they before the last major, right? And then they went to LAN. Obviously, it was a little disappointing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got smoked on land.
I was gonna say
online. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say
online. That man is the Mr. Bailout.
He's actually different online, bro. Bro, he be dropping crazy.
He literally
numbers.
won them this series, like
He actually
single-handedly.
won them the series,
like
bro.
legit single-handedly. And it's not like he's bad on land, but he ain't like this.
What do you think, Ben? What do you got any rebuttal to that?
No, I think Pat's spot on, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm saying. We were all
Um,
thinking it. We were all thinking it when you were gassing up. I was like, online, like in my head.
Yeah, you can see I think Paris during the second rotation after listening, they were able to get about like 20 more points the whole map. Donnie, it's looking rough over there. Don, I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying?
It was rough.
You know, the
Man was
facial.
playing VIP in Hardpoint.
Yeah,
He had a marker on his head every on the map.
we could take a look at the final scoreboard. Priesta 32 and 21. Love to see that from Preston, right? I mean, we've been waiting for Preston to kind of kick up and do what he does, and I feel like he's been a lot better for this team. So to see P-Dog hitting form, that's always good. Dylan 26 and 19, 20 and 17 from Standy. He looked good. Everybody just positive from the side of Minnesota. So good first map out of them. For Paris, everybody negative. Jimbo had a rough one in that Bow Cage. What are you gonna fucking do? It happens. It is what it is. Back to the drawing board. Paris goes. Then we get into the S&D. This was a Tuscan S&D. This one was pretty back and forth, man. This one went all the way down to around 11. I'm gonna take us off to the 3v3 round. But gentlemen, anything about the Tuscan S&D? Might call your eye? Anything at all?
Yeah, Rokkr are usually, they are actually the #1 win percentage team when planting on Tuscan, and they didn't plant the bomb once this whole map.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
Just weird. Yeah,
Maybe
they all.
We're getting aggro on them.
Yeah, you guys were getting aggro on them for sure. And Tom
Our
Gravity
coach
had
gave us a
fantastic
speech this
map.
map before the map.
What did he
I
say?
think he basically, like, I can't give you a play-by-play of what he said, but he basically just said, bro, stop playing like a pussy. Stop being nervous. Like, get out there, bro. Try to win the goddamn match.
Made you more comfortable.
Well, the only problem I have with
Great
that
shot from attached.
And I got that.
is on game 4. Y'all should have been nervous. Y'all would have won the map.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, maybe get. But look, listen, the 3-3 round attach. He comes out, hits a fantastic snipe. That was a good blood out of him. They were able to work that retake there, and then they go out on the offensive side. This is where Tom Gravity makes a play. It's Havoc who's able to find a first blood. 3v2 situation. Comes down to Mr. Tom Gravity here in the corner. Slides on in with a pistol. I don't know how the hell he was alive there. And then he wins another one. So Tom Gravity, he ties things up at 4. I don't know how the hell he was able to do that
Tom was
right
making
there.
plays
was
in
nasty.
SC today.
That was fucking gross. That was disgusting right there.
You heard us roast him about his one.
Yeah, bro.
yesterday.
Tom was.
But he was
excellent
upset about
yesterday.
that, yo. He was upset about
I
that. He
know.
said, there's no way
Yeah.
that's true.
2 and 14.
There's
Nah,
no way that stat is true.
Bro, I just heard that in Tom's voice too. It made me laugh. And then we get to the 4-4 round. I was just gonna say, then here I love the play from Johnny. I just like how aggressive he gets. He was able to find one mid map onto Havoc by getting aggressive, and he gets tagged here, bottom church, and he ends up catching P-Dog slipping here as well. So this is really good overall plays coming in from Mr. Johnny Boy. Love to see him getting aggressive and being a nuisance. So that was he kind of opened up the map a little bit for Paris, got the bomb down. Then we go into the 4-5 round. Attach it to Kobe here. Did y'all see this? Bro, Dylan throws a cross-map 2-piece grenade. Look at where Dylan is right now, ladies and gentlemen. He is number 2. He is P5 right now.
Holy shit.
And look at where he throws this grenade. He horks it all the way across the
Which
map.
reminds me of the Dante nade kill on FaZe for the major.
Yeah, bro. Were they both weak or something? And then he ends up getting 2 kills across the map with a grenade. That's going to lock down the round for them. And then we end up going into a round 11. Which, honestly, this was just a really good read from Mr. Tom Gravity. Just a slow play, right? Minnesota's trying to work picks. They don't really do anything too aggressive. They work through P5, and, you can see that Paris, they definitely aren't afraid to get aggressive. Don, you guys just said fuck it, eh? And you just ran at him, round 11?
Brady right here, man. This is Black Brady right here. I'm taking credit for this, bro. And I got Tom this call out with the guy that ran bottom church. I said, bottom church. He's only gonna go short or top. Kill him.
I thought he just read it. I thought.
Come on, bro. I'm literally screaming, high pitch everything. I'm screaming like, yo, he's on you. He's on you. Like, kill his ass.
And that's how it goes, man. Paris, they were able to clutch up. Really good play.
Don, you guys, I noticed on defense a lot. You guys like that duo gameplay, that 2-2 split on this map?
Honestly, bro, I won't even go that in depth, bro. This is, I don't know. We should just be working for us on this map. Honestly, I couldn't tell you, bro.
Yeah, you guys play this map a lot.
He said should be working for us. I don't even know. I don't even know. Well, listen, man. Let's go on board with Paris here in the Gava2 control. And
I got a stat, by the way,
see how Don and the boys were common in this one. All right, so let's go into the listening here. I'm sure you guys are gonna like it. Enjoy this one. So let's tune in and see how the Paris Legion boys are sounding.
Top rank close one shot.
Johnny, calm down, Johnny. Where is the guy that we just spawned up?
Just kill me, jungle. He's pushing back the rock. Going close. I'm going top.
Back rock, one shot. Nubsy, one shot on the rock.
He's dead. Got him. I'm sitting middle. I kill flanking.
They're spawning low cage. They're spawning low cage. Black red tower.
I'm looking in.
Low cage, one shot, Nubsy.
You call somebody Nubsy?
I got him.
Wrapping her base dead.
Yeah.
Collapse on point. Yo, one F1. Top ring.
Was one of them playing on Joey's account?
Yeah.
Alright, regain.
Beach. The different kid, Havoc.
Weak top path. No, he's already our Lamar Rock.
Attached to Lamar Rock.
Got 25.
Lamar, I don't see him. S2 dead.
Ran back. Nice.
Rock on
One shot attach on the rock. I'm going
top abs, one shot, Priesta.
All right, so Don, you thought maybe Johnny was just a little panicking a little bit maybe in the beginning of that listening.
Yeah.
Okay, no
Exactly what I
problem.
thought.
It's no problem. Don, tell me a little bit about this map, because you said you thought this map was mixy as hell. I thought it was a snooze.
So the first round, right? If we just went towards the back, like, and actually were like calm and like did what we know what to do, we could have won the first round. So that's why I was tweaking.
See, Johnny should have took a route here. Johnny should have
went to the back. Someone, I forget. I think it was Brian. Someone went to the back, and then instead of Johnny going to the back, he didn't go to the back. He did some other shit, and then ended up dying.
Okay.
But it's like, I just feel like we were just like too excited basically at this point where we had a chance. Obviously, winning an offense is hard as hell. Like, no one wins offense, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have an opportunity
people win it, but it's just hard.
When you have an opportunity to win it, like it's annoying as fuck to not be able to even have a chance when all we had to do was just run a certain direction. It's not like we missed a certain trade. It's not like we got turned on. It's just we literally didn't make the play that we know to make. So that's what I was trying to convey. Like, yo, listen, calm down, make the right play that we know that we go over and we go to make, and we can win the offense. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
that was basically what I was trying to say.
Got some stats for you, Don. So just want to kind of give you an idea.
Go crazy, bro.
Most teams average about 20% round win percentage on offense, just on their offense wins. On gap. No. You actually got one.
Okay.
You're 1-19, baby. 1-19.
Damn.
But you're playing the second worst team, who is 1-13 on Gav offense as well, the Rokkr. But crazy stat, you two teams were the only two teams in this entire league
That has a cat B.
Never cap B. That's
What?
crazy.
What? Wait, Minnesota's never cap B?
Never cap B.
Ever?
What?
They played gap control 6 times, and
What
Paris has
the
played it 10
fuck?
times.
I
but-
this is been a map the
Ten?
entire year. By the way, this
Yeah.
is like
No,
the
Don, y'all are 5 and 5,
Never.
by the way. 5 and 5,
Hey,
baby.
not bad, Don. That's 500.
It's your best control map.
We were winning this earlier in the year for sure. Or winning this.
This I can't believe this map lasts the
We won
entire
this, we
year
won this
being a
today.
map, dude.
This
Winning-
map's
Well,
horrible.
we had a lot of
Winning-
gap control today. Don't worry.
Bro, like
Yeah,
the way I
unfortunately.
see people going into this match, this map, it's just like we're gonna win. We're gonna just get defense. Like that's the way I think everybody thinks whenever they play this map. There's no way people go into this map thinking they're just gonna win offenses.
No,
I'm
or
like,
they
yeah,
play for
it's a-
ticks. They play
it's
for
a-
ticks instead of actually playing for the gap. They're just
It's
more
a
worried about getting a
80-20
tick or,
split.
or something.
that's actually fucking nuts. This is the one with the highest split, right?
Yeah, 80% defense.
What's the
round
second closest?
win.
It's gotta
Probably-
be like
I
Tuscan.
think it was low 70s and high 60s on the other
Don,
one.
that's what I was trying to tell you, bro. You were like,
Jesus.
nah, it was close. It was a grueler. I was like,
It
man,
was close.
but it's always close. And the offensive team can never get it. You know, it's
Look,
always
we just
close.
barely won that defense right there.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen, I didn't watch this map, Don. We were watching challenges because I don't know if you guys saw, but Doug beat Clay today in challenges. He was going Doug's top 4 in challenges. Which have you guys watched at all? Any of the challenges shit? Any of
Yes,
the
sir.
bosses?
He's
I
doing
watched a
his
couple
thing.
matches.
We were kind of bouncing around today. We were bouncing around from these series and the Challenger series, so we didn't catch everything. But if we're gonna miss anything, it was a Gavitu control. You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? Watch Doug versus Clay or Gavitu control? You know, it's a once in a lifetime thing. But we get into the second round here, the third round. It was all defensive wins here. Like Donnie said, it definitely got pretty mixy. I actually didn't know that, Pat, about the stats about both
yeah.
these teams being both underperforming.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to real quick because
yeah, go ahead.
you asked me, Chris. So Gav is 80-20, Tuscan is 75-25, and Berlin is 55-45.
Well, yeah, Berlin's definitely the
Yeah.
most even, but I didn't realize Tuscan was even that well.
Yeah, I mean 75-25 is still crazy, bro.
Yeah, but like, dude, it wasn't that bad in Cold War, was it? Or
Hell nah.
No way.
not even close, right?
Ain't no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only time it was like crazy like that was probably the Garrison control, like super early on.
Before it got moved, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually I think maybe what Checkmate too was Checkmate bad for a bit.
Checkmate control's a horrible map, bro.
Yeah. No, definitely. I don't know.
Then we
It's just a shame. Go
I think
ahead.
we've all
listen.
memory hole checkmate at this point.
So then we get into the overtime, and you guys ran through them, Don. Jesus Christ. Jimbo.
We're really good at this situation. Like
Yeah,
on
I've
defense,
seen you guys do
we're
this
nasty
before.
at this situation.
Yeah, and you guys just pummel them in the life count. I mean, you could just see it as they skip through it. Their lives get drained so fast. It's 17-5 in favor of Paris. They just had them in a trap. We know how bad that Gavitu control trap can be, and that's exactly what Paris did in the overtime. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard. Preston doing his thing again, man. Priesta, he's been playing really well, man. I've been happy seeing Predog doing his thing. On the other side, Donnie, right? 30-24. Tippable, Don. Tippable.
Nice map.
28-23 from Jimbo. He's another one who's been doing his thing. Tom, another one, 26-21. Got Soap on the over today. So Soap was really happy about that. So good plays all around as we get into the Berlin Hardpoint. Ben, any thoughts on that map? Any thoughts at all?
No, I think you covered it well. And Soap was definitely excited. He was getting a lot of shit talk his way for taking the over on Tom, and paid off for him.
Yeah.
Real quick, since you guys asked, for Cold War, Checkmate was 69% defense, Garrison was 67, and Raid was 56.
So it's
Interesting.
lower on every map.
Yeah, by a lot.
By a lot, yeah.
Wanted to show you guys some spawns here going into the second rotation. Pretty back and forth throughout the first rotation. But here in the Berlin Hardpoint, as we go from the P2 to the P3, spawns get a little weird. I don't know if they were weird or if I just missed something here. Right there, boom. So Jimbo takes the route here. He takes a fantastic route. He goes all the way around with 30 seconds still left on old. And I'm thinking because he gets in from behind him here, he might be able to actually flip him out. And that's he also gets by him. So he gets behind him. And with the squad spawns, I'm thinking here that you guys are going to flip. He spawns right there. Number 4 spawns right on top of him. What'd you guys think about that? Normal spawn, Fugate spawn,
He didn't really
readable,
spawn on top
unreadable?
of him. He just spawned as deep as possible. As you
I
could in the
mean,
corner of the
not on
map.
top of him, but he spawned right behind him.
It's literally he can't spawn any. He can't spawn any.
My
deeper.
only thing is there's just like not enough influence from his teammates
Yeah.
onto that part of the map. Like that's the only way I would probably see it. Just it's a shame.
I just thought that's how squad spawns work. Like once he got in behind.
No,
him,
that'd be crazy. But to Chris's point, like I think they only have one player past like the 50-yard line on this map.
One thing that I will tell you is that MW spawns are not the same. Like the way that MW spawns work are not the same. This game is a lot I think more it's like not as sensitive. It's weird. Like it's harder to flip in this game in my opinion with like just getting behind people. Like there's the game in MW had more like actual set spawn points. I felt like this game you'll have people spawn in areas but not like an actual like exact point, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You didn't get the crazy 5v5 spawn in the pinch like type situations that happen a lot in MW.
Yeah. This game does not work the same. It's not the same as like I used to call it checkpoint spawns, where like if you went and like grabbed a spawn for your team, you would get it. In this game, it does not work like that. It's different. It's altered for sure.
I think. Go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead. You go, Ben. Go.
I was gonna say, do we want to talk about the play? I think it's about time.
Well, I was gonna bring us to. I was gonna bring us to the very end here. The second P5 going into the last P1, right? And this is where the controversy came in today. A lot of people were tweeting at you, Don, talking shit. I saw a lot of people on Reddit talking shit. A lot of people had your name in your mouth, and would love to get Pat, Chris, and Ben your opinion. We talked about a little bit Ben in the watch party. But you can see Don, right? He's gonna make the initial play going into this P1. It's 235 to 225, so a really close game. Donnie opens it up. He's gonna get pushed up here. Minnesota, they're all spawning back fire. Johnny gets 2, Donnie gets 1. Boom. That's a 3 clean dead here for the Paris Legion. I did. I paused it already. Go ahead, Pat. Why don't you start things off? What did you think about Donnie's play jumping out the window here?
All right, so I was wrong by the way. It was 15 seconds, not 10. So, we kind of talked about it. Don, you get 3 dead. The instant, no question play here is to push up, get as much map control as you can to be the first line of engagement on when they're coming off spawn. That's perfectly normal, perfectly fine. The problem here is, well, one, Havoc made a weird read, that just expecting to jump out the window, but the fact that he got Johnny in P5 when all Johnny had to do was just literally hold a lane, wait for him to go and shoot him in his back, give a call out. That was problem number 1. Problem number 2 was at the same time, Gravity, who's in Hill, chows out front P3 and somehow dies from the dude way away at the doorway when you already have Jimbo there to help you. And so the fact that all 3 of those things happened, you died, Johnny got smoked P5, Gravity peaked for no reason and chowed P3, that's the problem. If only one of those mistakes occur, you guys still win this map. But because it was a chain event where 1, 2, 3, all 3 mistakes happen, in crunch time, a full collapse.
Peeking isn't even bad. Tom has the advantage. Like he just had to get like
you can't
one.
You can't
die in that
peek when you're
situation.
2 dead, bro.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying like, yeah, I'm just saying he should get 1, and then Johnny should definitely not lose that gunfight. Like,
No, Johnny's not the only one we saw get horked in P5 in a situation on this map. But I agree, like Johnny gets a kill. This is
oh my god, he got gunned by a sub.
Yeah. Johnny gets his kill. This map's over.
I think my play is so hindsight. Like, bro, if
Johnny gets a kill, nobody would say
looking at
anything.
the hindsight, if I just literally sat there and dropped my controller and went to go take a piss or something, we probably would have won.
It was also weird that Havoc was right there, like, because you were going to push out.
If we get turned on and lose the game, people are going to be like, yo, why the fuck did Don not push with 3 dead?
I mean, to be fair, Johnny did get 2, though, before he went down.
Okay, I got 4 before I went down.
Yeah, true. I mean,
hold on.
Like, are we just justifying it with kills? Like, I got 4 before I went down. Like,
is that what happened?
He did miss a jump.
So he got, because if he hits that jump, he probably just dies, right? Don, you would have killed him. So the fact that he missed that jump is literally what won him the map.
Yeah, but also
in hindsight, when you really play it back, like if he hits the jump, Paris win the map.
Did he go for the jump? Is that what he tried
to
do?
Go back.
Because Donnie was shooting him. Look.
Yeah, go further back.
No, this jump right here. Yeah, you're right.
No, way farther back.
I got it, Ben. It's just a little delayed. Yeah, he that's crazy, bro. He missed the jump. This shit helped him, bro.
Yeah, that
Yeah, but also
literally
like
won the map.
if Donnie would have known, like he probably would have anticipated him to be pushing underneath him or going for like a
I thought he
pinch
was
play.
going
Like
secret because we didn't
exactly,
we didn't kill him. I didn't think he would just sit there.
you're anyone that's like harping on you for that is fried. Like that's unfortunate, but like you still have the information that where this guy is, and he's not in a spot to make a play. Like that's a Johnny technically is in an unlosable position, right?
I thought I could have got turned on and still got back to the hill, bro.
Yeah, no, you
That's
were
what I
fine.
thought.
Yeah, you were fine. You didn't make a terrible play. Like anyone that's gonna like roast you for that is fried. Like Johnny just needs to either play a better angle, a safer angle, or just not lose a fucking range gunfight to a sub. Like,
Yeah, let's take a look at the scoreboard. Johnny went 32 and 28. Just wasn't enough for him at the end of it on the Minnesota side. Havoc, right? 33 and 22, just having another series. I mean, this guy's been incredible for for Minnesota. Dalen 24 and 24. Same with Preston. They both had the same stat line, pretty much 20, 26 from Stanley. They were all doing their thing, pulling away. Really close games. This one went all the way down to the wire. So very back and forth. Go ahead, Pat. Were you gonna say something?
No. I was gonna say something about Seattle, but because it just came up. But I'll wait till we get to that series.
All right, no problem. And then we get into the last map, the boat KJS&D, and honestly, this looked pretty comfortable for Minnesota. Donnie, what happened there? You got turned on?
Wait, that did not look like that on my screen, but
That's
good
what
one
I'm
for
saying.
him.
That's what I'm saying. On your screen,
I literally got appeared on. I was like, what the fuck? He's our street.
Christ. I mean, I don't even know, bro. Some of these turn-ons.
Good one for him, though.
That's
an absolute blow
That
away.
even looked like the same shit as yesterday when.
On my screen, I rapped back, and I was like, what the fuck? He's our castle, and I just died.
No, it even looked like the same shit yesterday with a Beezy. Remember
Good
when
one to him,
a Beezy got turned on? But here's a replay. We'll kind of see how quick he killed you. Just looked like you got imploded.
Yeah, it's weird timing because of the angle he came around the wall. Like, there's just.
He literally just appeared on my screen and just blew me away.
I gotta address chat, dude. If you guys think Donnie made a fucking bad play, you guys literally gotta reevaluate your COD knowledge. Secondly, this isn't about fucking friendship league. You can literally do everything right, and then absolutely throw the fucking game, and like you still are gonna take fucking blame for it. I don't care that Johnny got 2. I don't care that Donnie got 3 or 4 or whatever. If you fucking throw the game, you threw the fucking game. It doesn't matter if you made one good play.
Thing for me, Chris,
if you ultimately throw it,
is like people were saying, "Oh, just sit in the hill," right? And it's like, okay, but when you get 3 dead. Taking like that place on the map, like taking the space and playing a corner.
Do something with your kills.
Do something with your kills.
Yeah.
When you play
good players preach that.
Good players preach that. When you don't take the space, a good team is gonna break you apart if you're turtling on hill.
Yeah,
they will
what do you
break
exactly? They'll get
they're
control
gonna stun
around
nade,
you, nade
they're gonna
you.
stun nade, and they're gonna stun nade it. They're either gonna kill you with the tags, or they're just gonna weaken you and stun you, and then they're gonna push you. And granted, yes, you could still win. You could still win if they fail their break, but turtling could hurt you. You know, like usually if a team turtles, they get fucked over it. And listen, man, I understand we have friends in this industry, bro. We have friends, man. There might be some buys that are there. But I have called Donnie out on multiple shit plays, bro. And I have no problem telling Donnie that he has made it a shit
On
play.
top of that, by the way, it was a cleanest 3 dead. It wasn't like a staggered 3 dead. Like he knew where the last guy potentially was and was going, and he had space. Granted, he died.
But I
now
see
his
it from
teammates,
their point, Chris. I see it from their point because they only needed 10 points to win. For people saying he should have stayed in hill is not that bad of a take, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it really is
either could have worked, but it's not like
worked.
It wasn't the end of the world. Like him doing that.
Yeah,
like he was creating space. He would have basically been the person to disrupt people trying to throw nades, get them out of the hill. Basically, if he gets pushed up, it guarantees the win. Like no matter what, him dying there still doesn't create a scenario where they lose. Like you know where the guy is, you know where they're coming from, and you have advantageous positions. Like you're just
listen. Everybody's gonna have their own opinions on things, so it is what it is. I personally didn't mind what Donnie did. I think it's all hypothetical now because he died and they ended up getting peace. I think everybody's just like, oh my god, what the fuck was he doing? But there was 3 dead, and naturally, as a player with 3 dead, you take the space and you take the map control. So I didn't think it was that bad of a play. But go ahead, Ben.
Well, speaking of advantageous positions, this is an interesting map. You said this was chalked, and Minnesota in classic form can't win a series clean, and Paris started to come back after a little bit of a deficit early on this map.
Yeah, I mean, it was very back and forth early. We go into the 2-2 round. I always feel like when it's tied early, if somebody can start peeling away, it's usually these early rounds that mean the most, and this is kind of where Minnesota started to build a little bit of a lead here. They win 3 straight here, and it starts by them just kind of slow playing this A site. And Ben, you had mentioned this yesterday. That a lot of teams like to slow play their offenses now on boat cage. Sometimes you'll see people kind of running at people like a bunch of fucking animals. But for the most part, Ben, people just like to slow play and kind of spread the map and play for a pick.
Yeah, they're playing for a pick. They're trying to get info. I've noticed that teams are trying to bait out the nades, especially on B Street.
Yeah.
On Hudson, they can hit it, and they're not going to get like Kobe. And just then make a decision on if they're going to go A or B or whatever.
Because it's situational, right, Ben?
Yeah.
You wait to see what you can get, what you know, right? See if you can find anybody, kind of break down their setup, and once you know a team's setup or you're able to find a pick, well, then you adapt off of that.
Yeah.
If you get a pick, you adapt off the pick, you take the space, or if you can't find anything, you just fucking 4-hit a side or something. You just do something. You make a play off the info you have. So Minnesota, they end up going B after kind of slow playing the offense. They go back to a defense, and they just kind of hold this tool room here. And it was Standy who finds a couple big ones. So big plays coming out of Standy. And then Donnie, I just felt like this map got away from you guys a little bit. What do you think went wrong in this one, Don? While we have you here.
I feel like we don't play well off information on this map, and I feel like a lot of the plays on this map is just getting information, and I feel like we don't do a good job of even getting it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We maybe just not play this map, or we need to figure it out fast because there's not much time until the major.
Yeah, major's coming up quick, and this is kind of where Paris started to win some rounds. It starts with the 5-2 round. They were able to just work some picks mid-map. It was Donnie who gets on this half wall. He ends up finding this guy B-side, and that's kind of open up the site for Paris. They end up getting the bomb down. They keep it pushing, and then we get to the next round, and this is kind of where Tom Gravity, again, makes plays. He's been really good for this Paris roster, man. He gets pushed up B here. He's kind of in trouble, and he ends up just staying alive this whole round and somehow just making plays. He finds one. Good shots over here onto this guy, Trench. He ends up staying alive, and then he ends up finding 2 more on the round. You can see Johnny. He jumps the corner. Tom with the trade. Big plays out of Tom to pick up the guy pinching tunnels. So just a really, really good play out of him. And the last one comes down to attach, and Tom's going to take him out as well. That was an ace out of Tom, huh? I thought it was a 3-piece.
Yeah, good shots.
He ends up getting the full ace. So it just seems like Paris, they're kicking up too late. After the ace here, this is kind of where Minnesota was able to end it. And they just go back on the defense, hold their lanes. Pretty basic setup. 1 tool. 1 on that back tank. Don, I feel like a lot of people play that tank, man. I feel like people are going to start coordinating nades and shit. We've already seen it a little bit. We've already seen it a little bit. Teams are doing that now, though, Don, right?
Yeah,
When they're coordinating nades and they're finding
yeah.
nade spots. I mean, if
People
teams
been
aren't,
doing that.
yeah, they've been doing that. I
People
can see
been
them
doing
lining
that
it
for
up.
sure.
I can see them lining it up. But you actually find a kill here. You find a blood, or somebody goes down first. It was Jimbo, but then you end up finding a blood. Where was Johnny going?
Wait,
Wait, what the?
Rewind
I
first.
don't know.
Hold on. Back up first. What was
You check
Jimbo
his
doing to
corner.
start this whole round?
All right, we'll run it all the way back to the beginning. So Paris, they have one guy slow playing A side, and then they gotta just play through gate. They get aggressive gate, and Jimbo hits the B side while y'all back up. Whoa, where are the comms at? What were the comms like right there?
It was pretty frantic right there. I
Okay.
can't remember, but it was frantic for sure.
Because Jimbo hits the bomb site, and the other 2 guys give up. They just kind of run back, so I don't know if there's a miscommunication. Then Donnie finds a pick, thank God, to even it up, and then Johnny just says, you know what, I'm going for a jog.
Yeah, that was the nerve. That was definitely the nerves
He
kicking in,
started
bro.
jogging down the
They didn't
street.
check the corner. They
He
checked the
didn't-
corner
he
twice.
didn't even check the day 1 corner, and they end up going down, and you could see Donnie and Tom, they're left in a 2v3 with 20 seconds left, and this is difficult now. The Minnesota, they hold on strong. Standy able to find a couple kills on this last round, and Minnesota, they end up winning the series. To check this out too, they had the watch party in Minnesota. That's dope.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
they-
they're going through
Bro,
it.
they go crazy in Minnesota, Don. They always got these watch parties going.
I'll get that watch party footage.
So it's cool. It's cool to see. Go ahead, Ben.
Tom, I think for Minnesota, really, really need to focus, I think, super hard on trying to expand that hardpoint map pool right now. It's a tremendous weakness for them going to the major, and they are like not in a safe position for champs. To what I highlighted in the beginning, like they've got to get better on some of these other maps other than Bocage, or they're going to get super exposed and respawn.
I think
the
you're
major
overthinking
again.
it, Ben. I think they just need to get some local area practice. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, they gotta host a boot camp. No cap.
People don't do boot camps anymore, though. They don't do them because people
They
feel
need
like
to.
people feel like the best teams feel like they're giving away too much. But I feel like if you're middle of the pack bottom, maybe you set up a boot camp with those teams, like maybe teams around you. I'm surprised we haven't seen that much this year.
I mean, if
We
I'm
haven't seen it
Minnesota,
at all,
like Don, if Minnesota offered to fly y'all all out,
I'm there.
that's what I'm saying. Like
There instantly.
they can barely go get. They're going game 5 with him. If I'm Minnesota, I'm thinking like, yeah, Paris might not be the best team, but we're not letting them leave our boot camp until we're winning every map. Like, because they're just weak on land. That's my problem for them. Like they have good online performances, no doubt. We just haven't seen it on land.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. Paris, the struggles continue, and for Minnesota, I mean, they're getting wins, but they're close, right? They're not really winning these convincingly as they probably want to. So, for Minnesota, back to the drawing board. It's like a love-hate type of thing. They're feeling good, but you got to get back to the drawing board and try and figure out what's going wrong for them. Because it just hasn't been as clean as I think they want.
And I think to that point, Tom, and we'll talk about the standings at the end. Like they are in that log jam for the last 2 spots with champs right now.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that 6 through 11 is crazy.
So
yeah,
we'll get there.
We'll get there at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through the standings and take a look at everything. But let's get to the next one. We got the Boston Breach going up against Toronto Ultra, Gavitu Hardpoint, Desert Siege S&D, Gavitu Control once again, Berlin Hardpoint, and Tuscan S&D. Any thoughts on the vetoes? Anybody?
Yes.
Go ahead, Pat.
This is 300 IQ out of the Toronto Ultra.
Okay.
300. They're letting Gav in, and they're letting Boston beat them at Gav, so that Boston can go and think they're good at Gav, and then when they play Gav on land, they're gonna get smoked. So 300 IQ out of the Ultra. It's like their last kind of last revenge towards Zenny. Get him out the camp. Fuck him over a little bit.
Damn.
Because
what do you think about that, Ben?
Boston
you guys
should
agree
not
with that?
be playing Gav.
Ben, you don't look too happy over there, bro.
I don't either. Wait,
Listen, bro.
although I do like seeing Boston play the close range maps, they are not a terrible Gav team.
Bro,
like, they've been playing it for
Ultra
a while.
And Ultra's throwing, like, play any good team on Gav. It's not happening. And we saw that.
So you think there's mind games going on, Pat?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Ben,
especially from the 2022 World Champions.
Ben, you got a rebuttal?
I mean, the problem is Ultra's just not a good hardpoint team in general. Like
Online. Wait till they get on the local area, though, Ben.
Traditionally, besides their major, they just haven't been that good on hardpoint. So
yeah, like I don't know. Like I think your 300 IQ thing is a hot take. It is what it is, but
all right. Well, listen,
it's not a hot take. It's fried.
Listen, I never say anything without stats to back it up.
All right, let's hear it.
So we're gonna talk about this. Ultra are 2-10 on Gav. Yeah. They're horrible at it. We know they're horrible at it. Why would they let it in this series? They're 2-10. They vetoed. Let me scroll over. They vetoed Bocage, a map they're pretty solid at. Like, I think they can stand their own on Bocage. Yeah, Breacher also good. But they didn't veto a map they're 2-10 on?
They might, bro. These teams, to be fair, Pat, we're getting to the end of the season. Teams have scrimmed each other a lot. Boston's played a lot of Bocage this year. Possibly, maybe the thought process is Toronto just hasn't beat them in scrims.
Bro, I got Kleenex. Put me on Bocage. I don't care if they got Vivid, Nero, Prime 8.
It is true.
Put me on Bocage.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to agree with you, but they Boston have looked really good on Bocage recently. I think it's one of those things
You're
where
contradicting yourself, Pat, because you said Boston. You keep every time they play Gav. Why the fuck are they playing Gav? Play fucking.
No. But
they're playing against the worst team on Gav though. Like the worst Gav hardpoint team aside from maybe Seattle.
Yeah,
he also wasn't really saying it from Boston's perspective. Like he's saying it from Toronto's perspective. It's like, why are you playing Gav? Like he's not saying like Boston shouldn't play Gav here. He's saying that why the fuck is Toronto playing it?
Right.
The point is, I think they weren't comfortable on like squaring up with them on Bocage. They were kind of just like, let's just let this map slip through and hope they don't play it. I feel at least that's what it looks like in my thought process, which doesn't make sense.
To me, I think that exactly. They should be squaring up with them on Bocage. I think it would be a better matchup. Yeah, it would probably. I mean, Boston's going to be solid at it, but at least they're not playing a map they're horrible at. Like they're 2-10 on Gav.
Because they were good at
playing Gav either.
They were good at Bocage like in their last couple like times when they played it. Maybe not this split, but like before.
They had some of the closest Bocage wins. When they lost them, they were all by like super small margins. Like they were losing like 250 to 230s.
I don't think it's a bad map for them. I mean, but yeah, we don't know how the scrims are going. Regardless, from our perspective, it doesn't make sense they're playing this map at all.
Yeah, and then we get in towards the end of this game. You can see it was just very back and forth as we skimmed through it, just kind of trading rotations the whole time. I definitely think Ben was onto something yesterday when he was talking about that P5 hill being kind of a money hill. I think teams need to start focusing about that P5. And you could kind of see how Boston was able to do it here. They kind of pin Ultra here on this P4, the second P4. They kind of pin him in the back and kind of get a little spawn trap. So they're able to get some scrap, and they're able to kind of hold them back there and kind of chain that P5 hill, and that gave them a little bit of a bump going into a third rotation and going back into P1. And I just think that spawn trap is brutal. You're just so deep, right? Like, you're just so fucking deep in the map. Like, you have to, the only play you can make is either force through front and try and kill these guys Cliff and Boat, which is not an easy task, or somebody take the ultra duper long route. People thought that Nero might have messed up here when watching the watch party. Do you think Nero should keep holding the right here,
No,
or do you think he made a good play?
He should absolutely hit right. What? You know what? Right was completely the lane open. The next guy off a spawn should 100% wrap right.
Right, so Nero
Nero
ends up giving up the right, and two guys get by. But like, he does go big, though. He does go big. He pops like 3 or 4 kills here. He lights up the kill feed. But you could kind of see how it kind of gives Toronto a chance here to kind of break their setup. But Nero coming from Bo just completely shits on him. So he pops all 4. He kills the whole team. So good plays coming from Nero.
This map has like the weirdest, like if you guys just look at that spawn sequence, like 2 people spawn like towards the beach, and then 2 people spawn like red tower. Like it's predictable. Like this, I feel like this hill has very predictable spawns. It's just weird to look at. Like, why the fuck are there like so many adjacent spawns? Well, yeah. Of course. Wait, predictable in this game? This hill is very predictable. Like that's like a common spawn. It's like when people try to get out of the spawn trap where they're spawning on that like what is it, P4? If you break out towards where P1 is and you get to that beach, you start spawning on that, like right on that side of the beach where P3 is. I think it's pretty predictable.
And then I thought TJ made a good play here, like not rushing Hill, like kind of just playing spawners and trusting his teammate to get the kill in Hill. Unfortunately, he doesn't. It was Kleenex who was making plays, and he was able to find a couple kills. And some people say that Toronto made it through this map. I already see people saying it in the chat. What do you guys think? They were able to break in at the last second here.
Tough
yeah, I think they threw their chance to win. I don't think they threw the map.
I didn't even notice that. They double team killed.
Yeah, they double team killed. And, I mean, you know how this hill goes, man. Everybody's just horking their attacks at the hill. So the T kills definitely costed them on this one. And then Boston, you can see how they were just able to flood through. They just kind of group up together and hit the hill together and get the rest of this time. So good plays coming out of Boston. Take a look at the scoreboard. Tony had a really good map to start things off. 30 and 20. Love to see that, right? Doing his thing, getting back to form.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Making sure they
play Gavutu more often.
Yeah, he likes his Gav too. He likes his fucking Gav. And then on the other side, it was Insight who was trying to pull away Insight and Kleenex, but just wasn't enough. Cammy had a rough map in this one, so
he had a rough series overall too.
Did he? What was the overall on the day for
next 16.8, which was kind of crazy because when you look at the stat line for the series, Ultra actually outslayed Boston by a lot.
Interesting.
But Cammy threw up a pretty big stinker in comparison to what his other teammates did. He had 30 less kills than Kleenex, for example.
Okay, Cammy, you're gonna have series like that, man. I mean, Cammy last year, he was such a superstar player, always like had those highs, and I feel like this year he's just high and low and high and low. We've seen so many players go through that. So Cammy, a little bit of a rough series, but this S&D was clinical from Cammy and the boys. Toronto Ultra, man, if they keep looking like this in Search, they're going to be looking scary, man, especially going to LAN, because they looked good in Search at the last event, didn't they, on LAN during the major? Weren't they playing well in this?
They had 10 in a row, but it counted some of the qualifiers, but yeah, they were frying. They really were just winning them all.
And they clean sweep them here. I mean, this was a 6-0, and it went by quick, man. 5 minutes, this map was done. It just seemed like a pretty comfortable win. I wasn't sure what the hell was going on with Boston. Chris, Ben, anything that caught your eye with Boston? Because they were struggling hard in this one on the Siege.
Honestly, I think this is just this is one of Ultra's best maps.
Yeah, they're really
like
good at
they
this
play this map a lot. They win it a lot. I'm not really too surprised of the outcome of it. They're just a good search team, but Desert Siege is one of their standout maps.
This was the dagger. This was the dagger right here, man. It's a 2v4. You could kind of see how they were able to do it too, right? Just Kleenex was able to fucking get him from behind and find 2 kills. So just Nero turns at the worst time too. Talk about COD timing. Easy 2-piece for Kleenex. He goes down, but Bance gets the trade, and Bance is left in a 1v1, and I love the way he plays this, man. He plants it for Field. He ends up playing a little creddy spot, laying down, in the outskirts, and he just checks the bomb, shoots Tony off the bomb.
The classic
Nero,
Bench play right
Tony
here.
Nero. Yeah, it's a classic Benjamin Bench, man.
Classic Benjamin Bench
Get the
play.
bomb down, find a little creddy or something. So
Also-
that was a quick round. Go ahead, Pat.
So kind of to highlight on them, obviously this was a 6-0. A majority of where Toronto wins their searches is game 2. They win 70% of their game 2 S&Ds. So that's pretty dominant. I mean, if you think too, if they're coming off like a game 1 loss, they almost always have a bounce back out of them in game 2. And that's probably one of the best places you want to have a dominant mode, right? That and control. Any of the swing mode types that can alter momentum in a series is always huge for them.
Yeah.
What's their game 5 stat?
I don't.
They are 5-7. Let's look that up.
And then check this out from Boston as
Not too
well.
bad.
Another 2v4
Not
comes
as good
in
as
from
70%.
Toronto here, man.
Yeah.
Another 2v4. I mean, if you're Boston, you got to be kicking yourself, man, because these are rounds that they cannot be losing, man. You can kind of see how everything goes down. Insight, he's the last one up, and love the plays that Insight does to clutch the 1v2 here. He's
Wait,
going to make a
clutch
play.
the 1v2
Wait,
with the
this is-
sniper.
Yeah, he gets one, and then he ends up dipping out here.
This round.
This made you $50, right?
Yeah, this made me $50. Yeah, I actually made $150 this map betting with
That's
Trey.
crazy.
I mean, it's just a joke. I don't think he's actually gonna give me money, nor do I want him to. But it was just funny because every time Trey bet $50, he's the one who brought it up. He kept losing the bets. So poor Trey boy, man, was just going through it.
He's going through some COD timing on the
Yeah,
bets.
dude, and you guys could kind of just see. We don't need to watch the rest of this map. We'll take a look at the final scoreboard. Insight went 10-1. This guy's playing for a nuke. Nero with a little bit of a stinky, right? Had a donut in this one, but to be fair, they got 6-0'd, so not a good map for Boston here in this one. Any final thoughts on the S&D as we head into the Gavitu control? Gentlemen.
Not
anything
really.
else?
I mean, just I think Toronto just has 2 really good S&E maps, and one of them is Desert Siege, and Boston just couldn't really get anything rolling on it. Not too surprised.
Here, what happened to the Gavitu control? We'll go to the 1-1 round. Back-to-back defensive wins to kick things off. This one got really mixy towards the end here. So check this out. 10 seconds left. 4v4. Cammy's going to open things up. He's going to find one. It's going to be Tony who trades him. Makes it a 3v3. Benjamin Bance, love the play here. He's able to find one. I don't know what happened here. Personally, I would have liked to see number 5. I don't know, or not number 5. Number 8, I don't know what gun he had. It was Kleenex, so he probably had a sub, right?
Most likely.
I would have liked to see him hold ring and hold the cross, but if he had a sub, he had no choice but to run, right? Like, you're not going to be able to get those cross-map kills. I mean, he could, but I think maybe the best play there is just try and get Benjamin Ban some help, maybe hold ring and hold your L trigger up, but good clutch up from Boston. That was a really, really close round, and then Boston ended up choking this round bad. Then Boston goes into the offensive round, and they throw this one away, man. I don't know how they threw this away. Luckily, they won in the overtime. But 15-8 life advantage, right? Make that 15-7 with a minute left to go. You can kind of see with a minute left. Boston, it's 12-6, and they just can't get kills. They just can't do it. Tony finally gets a trade, but he goes down. Now it's 9-5. Bance gets pushed up a little bit, and I don't know what happened. I thought once they got it right here, once Tony got the kill in the spawn, and they got this 8-3 with 30 seconds left, and they don't win this round. They don't win this. Not sure what the hell they did wrong, if anybody can see anything or wants to put any input. But for me, I just felt like it was a lot of solo pushing, a lot of 1-by-1, and just a lot of individual playmaking coming out from
He's
Toronto.
in the point, and they don't win it?
They don't win this. Look, Bance pieces them in the back with a 2-piece.
Oh,
And then Cammy gets TJ out of hill. And then last one's Tony. Tony doesn't know where he's going. He's fucked. He's getting benched. It starts with Bance, right? Just taking the route.
Bance just made a fucking play.
He just made a play.
But then T just walks out of the tank and dies. Like, just in the tank.
Whoa,
They need one trade, bro.
Whoa. Did Bance pistol him from there?
Nah.
Are you sure? Look, he
Wow,
pistols
yeah.
this
Nah,
guy.
he pistoled the first guy, not the second guy.
Okay, all right. How do you know?
No
Don?
way. There's
How do
no
you
Yeah,
know?
no shot. He headshots him. No
How
shot.
do you know? How do you know,
He definitely
Don?
swapped weapons. He swapped
Are
weapons.
you sure about that, man?
I don't know. That happened pretty
Hopefully.
fast,
That
bro.
happened fast, bro.
Let's just say he did for
All right,
the
man,
memes.
just-
Wow,
just-
dude, Bance is the goat.
Yeah, with the pistol, bro. But good plays coming out of Bance, man. Right, bro. It's coming down to the wire, game time, and he has that composure, man. It must be that meditating he's doing. Because he took the composure to go all the way around, find a 2-piece. But then in the overtime, Boston, they go back on the defense. Unfortunately, Ultra were not able to get enough ticks to get defense in overtime. And Boston, they were able to clear them out and just hold on pretty strong. Toronto wasn't even able to get this 8-point. So Boston, good job out of them to go up 2-1 in the series. Tony, 26 and 25, 29-25 from Vivid, 26-24 from TJ. Only one negative was Nero, but he was doing his thing as well. Benjamin Bance, man, 32 and 27. Another rough one from Cammy at 19-27, 31-19. Insight's been playing well as well. He's been doing his fucking thing. But any final thoughts, gentlemen, on this one as we go into the Berlin Hardpoint?
Nope.
Let's hop in, man.
Not
Let's
really.
hop in. Let's hop into the Berlin Hardpoint. We'll get into the next one. It was the second rotation when Ultra really started to pull away here. They really just started to stay ahead of their rotations, and they were able to chain a couple hills together. And honestly, Boston just couldn't keep up here, especially with the slaying power. It just seemed like they were getting ran. Pat, we'll start with you. Is there anything in the Berlin Hardpoint that you think was a big factor here for Toronto Ultra? Because I felt like the slaying power was a big thing. Felt like they were just getting so many kills, just running all over them.
Yeah, it was also the first time that Ultra had a full hold on a hill on Berlin. They've never had a full hold on Berlin so far in this game. And P3 on the first rotation, they held more than 50 seconds. So that's what counts as a full hold.
User in your channel timed out.
So yeah, maybe something they're working on.
Yeah, we could kind of look at the P3. We'll kind of see how they hold it down. Did somebody time out? We all good here? Was that done?
I'm good. We're good.
It's probably done.
Oh, it's done. Yeah, we kind of see how Ultra was able to hold the P3. They just they push out Street and they push out Docs. And granted, eventually the guy Docs dies, but they get the trades, right? It's Kleenex with the trade. They're kind of holding the back. Boss is trying to flip to the front. I also like how number 8 here gets aggressive, right? Kleenex gets aggressive through mid and kind of clears out this mid-map tank area and just kind of forces Boston to the front of the hill.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Did Boston block the spawn in the back without like go back to see where Bance died out? Number 5. Look at number 5. Right, he dies. He's gonna die on the street in a sec.
Yep, he gets pushed up. He goes down. Yep.
Yeah. Wait to see how.
Yeah,
look
when
at
he
this.
spawns from, maybe number 3. Look, because number 3's looking at it. Is that what it is?
No, because that well, I don't know because you can spawn underneath the water tower like all the time. Like I've seen people do it.
You got
like
a
on
free
the far right
pinch.
side.
Look, you got a free pinch on front.
Fuck?
And the guy, and look, Boston got trades to the front, and Bance just came in and shot him in the back. And
bro, I've seen it multiple times where people spawn trap you from top fire and don't block the spawn, and he's blocking it right there.
Chris, you were calling this shit predictable a minute ago, son.
I'm not. I said on one hill, brother. not
Nah,
all of them.
None of it's predictable. It's just pure chaos.
It is chaos. It really is, bro. And you can kind of see as we steamroll through the rest of this shit, man. It's Toronto Ultra that kind of chip away. But Boston made this a map, man. They end up bringing this back a little bit. They were able to chain a few hills together. At the very end is... at the third P1 is where kind of Boston break and make things interesting. This one went all the way down to the end. We went to a third rotation again. It always comes down to that third P1. But I think Ultra just did such a good job building a lead that they were able to stay ahead of the game. This was a really big break too, Ben. I know you wanted me to write this one down. Ultra, right, just kind of pretty much just firing right through the front of the hill.
Yeah, if you go back,
it's a pretty hard hill to hold.
Just no one's picking up glass.
Yeah, they don't have anybody. They have a guy pushed out front, but Bance ends up sniffing him out of that corner. And then Methods, he's the last one up. His whole team dies around him, and he tries to make a play.
Yeah, but what the fuck was Nero doing?
Yeah.
Do you see what Nero just did?
Nero, he's like...
He knows they're all spawning front. He
Yeah,
was just sitting here, right? He's just holding this cut. Hold this cut. Where you go? Whoa, what the? Where you going?
He ends up trying to... He definitely should have held the cut, and he should have just out-triggered, laid down, out-triggered, and hope for the best. And then once they start kind of putting pressure through the front, he could flank them.
Yeah,
work a little bit of a pinch.
He's just doing too much.
So Nero doing a little bit too much. Toronto, that could have been a good break for Boston if they were able to lock down that time there. But you could kind of see the P5. Boston gets some time back. And then going into this third P1, this is where Boston, I thought maybe could have made a play. They end up breaking this here. Boston get in, they break it, but it just wasn't enough in the end. There's Donnie. He must have timed out or something. His internet's all over the place.
I think his power went out.
What's happening, Don? Your power went out or what, boss?
Yeah, it's tropical storm in Georgia. I'm back though. What's going on?
Tropical storm and shit. Jesus Christ!
It's going crazy in Georgia, man.
We were just watching the end of this Berlin Hardpoint. Boston, they end up making this pretty close. I feel like with a couple hills where they probably should have held, it costed them towards the end of this game because they were able to make this close towards the end. But Toronto do a good job breaking in. Starts with Insight and Kleenex. They're just going to get through the front and work a couple kills. So good job out of them. They're able to push a map number 5. So good job.
Vance had himself a map. So did Cammy.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the final scoreboard and kind of see what's going on here. It's Bance 32 and 24. Cammy 32 and 23. Love to see that, right? Because he had a couple rough ones. So to come back in the 4th map and take care of business is always good. 36-27 from Kleenex. On the other side, everybody negative on Boston. So the slang power just wasn't there for them. And then we get into the last match, the Tuscan S&D, and this is kind of where Boston was just able to take over. This one wasn't even close. Boston just kind of rolled through. It's a 6-2, pretty clean map out of them, and they're able to close it out and take the series. Any final thoughts on the series, gentlemen? Anything at all?
I think once again, just another heartbreaker Game 5 loss for Toronto, one of many this season.
Not worried about it. Not worried about it.
I mean, but Patty, you worried about them making champs at this point?
No shot. Listen, Ben. They're gonna come in tomorrow. They're gonna play Optic, and they're gonna not play Gav Hardpoint. We know Optic's good at that map. Ideally, we don't play Gav Control, mainly because we.
Wait, what the? Hey, boy, you part of Toronto Ultra now or some shit?
NYSL, Toronto FaZe. I'm international, Tom. Listen, we're gonna make sure we don't play Gav Control. Probably end up on Tuscan, which is completely fine. Optic might be feeling weird and want to test their map pool. They might veto Gav. We actually might end up on Berlin.
Optic is not testing their map pool. They might not even make winners bracket.
They're already out.
Are
listen, yeah. Listen. Okay. And then they're gonna smoke them game 1, whatever it is. I don't know what it'll be yet. Smoke them game 1, set the momentum, win game 2, probably lose the control game 3, but have an absolute statement maker of a game 4. Shotzi's gonna go like 19 and 36. Hopefully it's a bow cage and they can just really set the precedent for what they're gonna come with in the winner bracket at Major 4.
Okay, all right. But what I was gonna say was Boston looked good, man. Reese has been really good for this team. I think Nero is still pretty inconsistent, so I'm kind of worried for them. But I mean, overall, Boston looked like a completely different team, man. They got back into their form that they were looking like at the beginning of the game, and they're actually looking like a pretty serious competitor for the event.
He's been playing pretty well, like consistently.
Nero?
The last like few matches, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But he's had to, like, the thing about Nero is when he plays bad, like when he has an off series, he has a very off series. Like, well,
there's no in between.
Like, there's no in between.
Bro, it's literally 0.7.
They could because
that's the crazy thing.
They could because he's useful,
and they could still win it.
Well, yeah, because he's impactful. Like his play style, he's just super ultra mega aggressive. Like it's like absurd. Like he actually might overtake Reese for most aggressive player in the league, which is
Reese
nuts.
is aggressive.
Well, that's what we said when I think he came on this show at one point or in an interview with CDL, and he was saying like one of the big things with this team is like, bro, like he's the second fastest player on this team. He's never really been in a situation like that. And it's really helpful for his play style.
Vivid said it.
Ben, do you have the stats of who Boston has played this qualifier? Like who the 5 teams were?
Yeah, if you give me a second.
Because something I do want to talk about is strength of schedule.
Yeah, Boston's played LAG, Seattle. They lost to Thieves. They beat Optic.
Okay.
Nah, they've had good wins.
That's not an easy schedule right there.
Whoa! The first 2 teams you named were doo-doo.
Wait, Seattle might be bad right now, but like whenever they were beating this team.
Are y'all talking about fraud Latto?
Seattle
Wait, y'all talking about fraud Latto? Only beat Paris? Getting 3-0 by the champs in FaZe?
Here he goes, Don. Here he fucking goes.
Y'all, I know y'all not talking about Seattle. Because they had y'all fooled at that Major 3 weekend. That one weekend.
Hey Ben, can I get your take on Seattle? Do you think that they're what do you call them, Pat? What is the word you're calling them?
Fraud Latto?
Well, we can start if you want to use that and start talking about the next series, Tom. I'll give my take. Like, definitely, bro, with Seattle right now. Bro. My 2 takeaways, Tom. One is like, they started out this major cycle with like a pretty good victory against you guys, Don.
Okay, come on. Let's not say a pretty good victory.
Sorry.
No offense, Don.
It's all good. Let me get back to
Go ahead, Ben.
then from there, they've really struggled on stretches. So when we get to the Seattle FaZe match,
Nah, bro, I'll say I love Mac, but Mac is some ass online, bro. He is, bro. Go look at Mac's performances on LAN compared to online. It's, bro, the difference.
I love that you brought
the
this
difference.
up.
Am I fried? I swear the difference.
Before we get into this conversation, though, we should go over the LA Thieves ball because we might go.
What if we just go out of order a little bit? What if we go out of order a little bit? We do the 18 in Seattle.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. Here, we'll skip. I don't care.
Fuck yeah, I think that might be fire.
Yeah, fire.
Listen, see,
Chris, you
guys
Chris, you're not faded for that.
Yeah, because bro, I was talking about this with you, Ben. I'm like, you guys are all stats guys. I do everything off memory, so sometimes my memory might be a little bit faded. Yeah, it might be a little bit faded, but at the same time, I feel like just from watching, Mac on LAN is actually completely different player. Like, it's not even close. Like, I don't understand how somebody could fall. Like, it's almost like the opposite of like Havoc's gameplay recently. Like, it's weird, bro. No, I'm serious. It's ridiculous, bro.
Let Ben go. Let Ben have the floor. Go ahead, Ben.
It's not a faded take, and would love if like Carson or someone else in sort of that stats group can pull like what his KD is online versus offline. But definitely the last like 3 or 4 series he's been off for sure.
Like ridiculously off. Like it's not even close.
Wait, so was Sib. Sib started really slow too in this stage. He started I think he had 2 back-to-back 0.8s. Pred was the only one that I saw that was still playing at his the caliber he showed at Major 3. But irregardless of that, right? Let's forget the stats. Let's just look at Seattle. I don't have the chart in front of me, so I'm gonna hand signal it. But Seattle started off here, right? Got second at the little whatever it was called. Not good Major 1, not good Major 2.
Kickoff classic.
Kickoff. Thank you, Ben. So they started off strong at the Mickey Mouse. Bad Major 1, bad Major 2. Yeah, Major 3 day 1. They're gonna come back, bro. Everything always reverts to the mean, bro. And we're coming right back down to where they're really at, which is like 5, 6, 7, 8 interchangeable on the day, depending on how Mac does, land online.
This is so cap.
This team is not a team who has been dominant once. Not once have they been dominant.
Seattle haters since the start.
And hold on, and they had strength of schedule in Major 3. They had a pretty easy Major 3 online. That's why they did so well. And let's not forget, by the way, one Game 5 round 11 saw Seattle going losers 1 instead of New York. Like one Game 5 round 11 that set the momentum for their tournament. So let's not act like this Seattle team has been something super impressive. It was one round 11 that sparked their nice little run. They could have been easily loser 1. No other team has been in that situation where they only would have, done well based on one round that kind of boosted their momentum for the rest of the tournament. Because otherwise, if you look at every other event and the onlines, they have not been impressive. Not once. They haven't.
So let me step in here. I have an overall thesis on this year of Vanguard, but there are a lot of teams that are just floating around 500 series records. And a lot of those teams have had really good swings and stages, and they were never able to beat the top teams. And Seattle, last major, were able to pull that off. They're the only team
was
in that
LAG,
group.
Ben.
I bulk them with it's them, Boston, and London are like teams, Minnesota too, that have gotten hot. And then they pull up to LAN, they're not able to execute. And Seattle's the only team of the group that has pulled it off. London actually in the Major 1.
I'm drunk in this bitch, man.
All right. Well, Don's
where though?
side.
Ben,
I'm muting my mic. Ben, I'm so sorry, man. Ben, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with that.
Yo, Ben goes, all right.
Bad, Ben, my bad.
Yeah, well, let me finish my point, which is, look, Pat, I agree. Overall, if you look at Seattle's year, it's not the most consistent. But I do think the ceiling on this team is pretty high. But a lot of pressure on them, I think, at this point to really have a good Major 4, because the last thing that you want is to carry over this struggle online to that LAN, and then all of a sudden now you're going to champs, you're like, well, we're playing like shit.
They're also losers 1 now.
Well, let's get into the series.
That's fine. LAG made the losers run, and they won the event.
Let's get into it, man. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against Seattle Surge today.
This guy's praying for miracles.
Go ahead, Pat. Keep it going. You want to keep this going? We're going.
No. We're going to the Tuscan hard point here, but Ben is just hoping for a miracle, and I didn't take Ben as a miracle kind of guy.
Nah, you just been
that's on me, bro.
Seattle's downfall since the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
man.
he has.
Hey,
You know,
I call
Pat,
it
you
how I
have
see
been,
it.
Pat,
I
you
call
have
it-
been, you have been a big Seattle hater, bro.
I call it how I see it.
Yeah, but you also said they'll never win an event in this game, and they won an event in this game.
Yeah, so much
So,
that.
I mean,
So did LAG, bro. Miracles can happen. We see it every day.
Let's
Tom.
roll
Paris
the first
Legion.
map. We got
Major four.
Tuscan, Hardpoint, Berlin, S&D, Berlin, Control, Berlin, Hardpoint, Tuscan, S&D, Atlanta, FaZe going up against Seattle Surge. Anything on the vetoes as we hop into the first map?
My initial takeaway on the vetoes, FaZe mixing it up again. Desert Siege and Bocage out of there. Playing the triple Berlin against Seattle. Maps that FaZe are okay at. And it ends up paying off for them. By the way, this first map, Tom, probably should not have been this close. The amount of times on both rotations that FaZe blew the P2, pretty high. Seattle did a really good job on the P3s and the P4s, keeping this close. And ultimately came down to the final P1, which FaZe was able to execute on.
You know what's crazy about this Tuscan? So in the last 5 matches, FaZe is actually 1-4 on Tuscan. So it's not their like actual last 5. It's the last 5 times they played Tuscan. They're 1-4, and Seattle's the opposite, 4-1. Although Seattle was on a 5th hardpoint loss streak, now 6. They had been solid in Tuscan outside of that loss streak. So it is nice to kind of see FaZe rebound on a map that they've been weak on as of recently.
They've been weak on it from the winning perspective, but
they've been
this is always a close match for them. I swear it feels like every time they lose this map, it's on P1. Like that's literally every single time. That's what it feels like. But I feel like looking at the stats raw from like just win loss, I don't think is a right way to judge like how good
it's just last 5 last 5 times they played it.
Real quick, just to cut you off real quick, guys, we're gonna go over the LA Thieves series, so please relax in the chat. I don't know why people are freaking out.
We sparked a conversation
Seattle. So we're just going in order based on the convo. We're gonna go back, so everybody relax, calm down, we're good.
But yeah, especially on the second P2, I think FaZe started off on the good side for P2 and then flipped themselves out. I think even if you go back to the lesson in, Tom, I think Sim made a play and said,
he went. That's what I was going to talk about. I mean, he definitely went. The first rotation of hard points was phenomenal from FaZe. I mean, they played the first rotation really, really good. Definitely down to go into the listening with Atlanta FaZe, and you could kind of hear Simp during the listening. He went a little bit rogue and kind of pushed out these spawns going into that P2 roto. Let's tune into Atlanta FaZe and see how the boys are coming.
Come in, I want you.
Yeah, I want you.
I'm
Yo, top for sure, only one, go.
I'm contesting, yeah.
Jump down mid.
You, Fred.
We do not focus. I'll get mid.
I'm watching.
I don't see middle. I'm looking top.
Another P3. Lamar, mid.
Yo, good job.
We're gonna flip down. I think we're gonna flip. I went rogue. Chris, can you get him? Yeah, go.
We flip.
Okay, just hold them.
I'm middle.
Ty, you should try and go.
I got one.
He did go rogue as fuck.
Yo, one struck still, one out front.
I'm playing that.
So we'll pause it there, listening over. But he did go a little rogue. Listen, I'll take it. You go rogue, you get the kills, and you lock down that P1 time. Now you just gotta work a P2 break. And listen, MC was fantastic this whole series, bro. I mean, I don't know what the fuck this kid ate today.
Best player in the game.
MVP.
He's the best player in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
His form the entire year has been absurd.
Give him
I
a
don't care if
fucking
they haven't
award,
been able to
man.
win. Like his form this entire year is crazy, and the impact he brings is crazy because whenever he plays bad, FaZe do not look like a really good team, like at all. Like when he plays bad.
I'm just glad we're finally realizing it. You know, Optic had y'all fooled for a while. Seattle stepped in, had you fooled. But listen, MC's been the best start to finish.
What did you think about this play from Mac? Hitting the early roto at 30 seconds. He started hitting the roto at 35 seconds. He gets his kill here, Plat, and he's off. He's off to the races. He's
FaZe
out.
never really netted him out, and he ended up getting streaks from this.
I like it. I personally like the play. I mean,
It was a good play.
It's a good play.
Yeah, Don, you were cooking it a little bit, but you have to.
At first, I thought it was a bad play because they got cooked at the old.
Yeah.
So that I feel like if he didn't do it, they would have got the old time. but like he ended up getting a glide bomb and he won the whole P3. So like overall, it was a really good play.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a money hill, like getting on this back heady is like priority to them. Maybe it's something they went over in practice and just making sure that they get here. I feel like Mac's always that guy, like taking a route, hitting a rotation, like making sure he's making. Like,
he didn't use the glide. Yo, this play was ass.
He did it, and then right, we were right. So that's what we're gonna talk about. He ended up not using the glide.
That's what Jay said in the chat. He didn't even use it.
I was gonna get
Fuck
there,
this
Jay. I was on my way to getting there, but yeah, we'll talk about it now. He didn't use the glide. I mean, he didn't use
Wait, the entire map?
He didn't use it. The whole map.
You say that bitch
What?
was map 3. He was saving that motherfucker.
Wait,
Nah,
what?
that play was trolled because he didn't even use the glide, bro.
And you can see how Seattle kind of brought themselves back into this game. I mean, it was just the end of this P5. FaZe was able to pick up most of it, and they kind of had about a 40-point lead going into that last P1. And right here, I don't know why he didn't use the glide. Maybe because they just had a good setup and he didn't want to be caught in his glide, but he was kind of in the back. Was he the one watching pinch? I mean, he should have just called it and just got the info. I feel like that would have been a good play. But then they hold on, even right here, and there's still no glide. Maybe he thought that they can hold the hill and then use the glide to break P2 because they couldn't win here.
Did anyone in Seattle in the chat?
I don't
I feel like you gotta call it, bro. Like, you look so bad if you just get a glide, you made like a super long route play for it, and you don't even use it. Like, you might as well just use it, no?
Even right here, he should definitely use it here. I mean,
you should use
right
it,
here.
and
He
then you have
about
a
to win.
chance to at least. You have to just run through church or something to break the P2. Like, you have to try something.
Yeah, he
I
trolled.
think especially after Lamar gave up fire and pushed middle, so no one watching middle. Like I feel like
Look,
that
your
was
free kill on the map. It could even be 2.
Yeah, and that ended up costing him. But you go ahead, back.
Chris, you had asked. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but Mac has a 0.97 online and a 1.08 at
Apparently,
the majors.
he also has the best.
Damn, that's respectable.
Apparently, he also has the best KD on his team.
On land?
On land, apparently.
But that doesn't surprise me, though. That really doesn't surprise me. Outside of Major 3, his teammates weren't that crazy outside of Major 3.
But also KD wise, like I don't even care about the KDs. Like we definitely have to do some more investigating in terms of like everything else because it just every time I look at this team, it's just, like online his last couple matches, he's just not performing well. But on land, I feel like he's always made the high impact plays. Like he's always put up really good stats. He's always overshadowed. He's been overshadowed a lot by like Pred and Sib, especially Pred at the last major. But I'm pretty sure Mac had a really good last major as well as Pred. Yeah,
he deep fried FaZe in both those series.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like I'm not saying he's a Lanham or anything. It's just the difference. Who the fuck is Ian, son?
Tommy.
Oh,
my bad. Oh, you can hear that? You can hear that?
I just heard you go.
Sorry, bro. It's this fucking Yeti mic. I'm not used to this microphone, bro.
But yeah, like his difference is just crazy, man. Like 1.08 when he's running like a sub a lot of the time, I feel like is really good. So I don't know. He's a completely different player, man. And I feel like that's. I'm not saying that he's gonna go and replicate it on land again. It's just like I feel like he's a lot of the reason why they struggle online. Like he's just not playing up to that level.
Speaking of,
I think it's a lot more than that, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but just like something that you can easily just see is pretty obvious.
Yeah, well, we get into the S&D, and it wasn't until the 2-2 round where RC just makes a really good fucking play. FaZe's search has been so good, dude.
Dominant.
The plays in here, FaZe had a pretty distinct strategy on this map, bro. They rush planted a lot on offense, and they were able to get the bomb down. And really, Seattle had no answer for it in a lot of situations.
Yeah, no, it just seemed like FaZe was just playing. This was just all RC's, to be honest. He makes a fantastic play this round. He's just able to make a play through street. He finds a gap, gets the guy planning. They don't even get the bomb down. He's able to pick up a sub after that. But now he's getting pinched from both sides. He's got guys coming from behind him and in front of him. He's able to just stay alive just enough where they just don't have enough time to plant the bomb. He's able to just finesse and MC. He tries to shoot through the wall. He's not really too sure if they have it or not, but really big plays coming out of RC's.
And then really closely in that.
And then we get to the 3-2 round after Alec makes a great play. MC Salium clutches a 1v4, bro.
The disgusting 1v4.
This was fucking gross, bro. So we can kind of see how he's able to do it.
This is unacceptable out of Seattle.
Unacceptable, man. Unacceptable, bro. I don't know what happened here with Seattle. He was even pinched, too. There's players all over the place. So Mac gets kind of bad time in there. He turns. MC finds a gap, finds one. Dante hops right back on a bomb, and this is kind of where MC he takes care of Mac. I would have liked to see maybe Lamar just hop off the bomb there, especially once Mac is tagged up, and Mac is like, yo, I'm one shot. Maybe just hop off the bomb, hit an L trigger, and kind of get his trade. Make him slide out, because he has to check, right? Like, he has to check the bomb.
Well, what I don't get is why are they just
never
letting
been in that
him
position.
peek? Yeah, why are they just like, bro, there was so much time left from when he got that first kill. Like, why are they not just like running at him? They knew exactly where he was.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time to flank secret. He doesn't have time to flank like, you know,
all the way around
those
flag.
P1
he's
steps.
literally just slide back out.
Like his play is literally either reach out or go those steps behind him where Mac's already at. Like just literally run at him and it's a round win.
He
There's
kept
no
hopping
point
on the
standing
bomb. I mean,
bomb.
MC he got two. Think about it. 1v4, two of them, he shot people off the bomb. Right?
1v4s are impossible without the other team making a mistake. Like,
and
it's
then
impossible.
we get to the next round, right? Alec clutches up, MC clutches up, and then MC clutches up again. It's a ninja. He ninja diffuses this shit. Look at this. Dante's on the stairs, and I guess the way they planted it gave MC the opportunity to stretch the defuse. And Dante just can't seem to see him on the site. He doesn't realize that it's stretched.
That was just heads up.
And the stun didn't connect. He didn't get a hit mark from the stun either.
Well, I mean, the door was closed.
Yeah, the door was closed.
Yeah, the bomb's just playing in a shit spot.
Wait, did MC shut the door? Or was the door... Wait, MC... Did he shut the door? Wait, what? How did the door... How the fuck did the door close? It was open and then...
Oh, it's like when he tried to pick up the bomb, maybe it like double inputted.
Double hit square.
It double inputted. Like he was picking up the bomb and closing the door.
What the fuck? Okay, well, then MC gets the ninja defuse, and at this point, man, three clutches in a row. It's 5-2. MC's got streaks. He just uses his streak this round, gets the information, and this one's all over. FaZe, they end up winning this one 6-2. So great job coming out of the Atlanta FaZe boys. 10-2 from MC. What the hell were this kid's stats this series? What the hell?
72 and 50.
Jesus Christ.
I think overall, Tom, I think FaZe has fixed a lot of their S&D woes. It seems like
have they fixed them? They have been dominant, Ben.
They've been
dominant
really
this entire
since major since the first day of Major 4, right?
You want what I've noticed? Yeah. FaZe has definitely been picking maps that they usually don't play, or like they're just like they squared up on Berlin's against Seattle. Like I feel like FaZe has definitely been not necessarily in matches, but just maybe in their practice, they've been trying out different maps and it's been working for them. They've been trying to get better at different maps. What was
the first series that they played that I brought that up? And I was like, bro, they're clearly testing a map that they didn't play. Who was that against? It was last week.
Last week.
Yeah, it was against
I can't remember.
Yo, someone in chat's gonna remember.
Well, just while you guys think about
LAG.
Yeah,
they clearly tested him, and LAG got that win. Like
they've been playing just a lot more Berlin. Like I remember at the beginning of the year, I didn't think I seen them play like Berlin hardpoints at all, or like any like Berlins.
They were vetoing it a lot.
Yeah. It's now
that's just something you can do when you're the best team in the game, Chris. That's just something you can do.
Speaking of Berlin, I'm a little surprised that this map made it in, but I guess it worked out for FaZe. Some insane clutches from Simp to get the reverse sweep here to finish off the 3-0.
No, this was insane. So we're going to go right now. FaZe is down 0-2. I don't know
Got
how the hell.
mollywopped round 1, by the way. Like the fastest like offensive control round. I think
yeah, Seattle just were able to get a clean dead and work a stack. And then we get into the 0-2 round towards the end here. And you can see here it's a 3v5 situation. And just look at the plays from Simp. He finds 2 in Hill, turns and burns onto accuracy, finds the 3rd. Last guy here is Bread. He ends up taking him down his way. 4-piece from Simp to close out this round. That's going to push this game for, that was fucking sick. I'm going to end up pushing this into another round. And then they just continue to clutch up, man. We get into the end of the round, and it was MC and Simp again who just make the plays. It was Seattle on the defensive side. FaZe, they have to clutch up. And just to show you how they were able to do it, it just starts pushing through the front. It starts with Simp. It looked like Pred gave up on Simp. He stopped shooting at him, tried to track onto somebody else, and that costed him because Simp turned and burned, and he was able to find one. Last guy here was MC. He was trying to stay up, but he bought a little bit of time. You could kind of see a BZ roaming the base. He was able to pick up some kills, and it starts with this 2-piece here. BZ, big 2-piece on a pinch. That's going to open up the site. Seattle get back in there, but they do the same exact thing. The same route that our BZ just did, or the same place. He ends up getting back there again. And I like the way he plays it. He gets pushed up mid, and he plays this corner here and just kind of waits for a mistake. And I think Pred just kind of got caught with his pants down here. didn't realize that Abizi was right under him. He's able to open things up with one. Alec comes to the front, finds one as well, and after that kind of opens up glass, opens up the space. FaZe are able to make a play, and you can see
that stairs corner is literally winning teams maps.
Yeah, bro, it's just a big corner, man. It's a big corner.
And Ben, I wanted to bring this up because to your point about how this map got through, I kind of agree with you. Seattle's 4-1 in the last times they've played Berlin Control. FaZe is 2-3. FaZe traditionally don't play this map. They're 3-3 on it overall. And both these teams love Tuscan, right? They're both like 11-5 on average and on Tuscan. And so I think, this is another situation where, one, FaZe didn't want to give Seattle their most comfortable and best control, but also they want to try out more maps. And I think they're trying to fill that out. To me, it's obvious at this point that they're really wanting to get more comfortable on other maps. That way, when they do go to champs and even Major 4, they have a little bit more flexibility in series and vetoes.
Well, you just called it out, man, especially in this matchup. Anytime that they can avoid playing as many Tuscans as possible against Seattle, because it's probably their best map set, and play more Berlins, like, it's a huge advantage to them in best of 5s and best of 9s.
And FaZe was able to bring this to an overtime. Big simp flank to get that 2-piece in a 2-1 round, push it to an overtime, and FaZe again, they were just able to capitalize and somehow get this beat point. You could kind of just see how they were able to do it. Kind of starts with Alec and Abizi. They're kind of going rogue in this point. They're able to get 2 ticks. And then with a minute left to go, they only need 1 tick. You can see people starting to take routes. Abizi's been doing it. Listen, he's not dropping the best numbers, but he's always staying aggressive. He's always taking a route. He's being annoying. That's all you really need from your main sub. And he goes around. They have to turn from him. I feel like working for his glass control is like the most important thing. And I feel like right here, once the lives get down to this point, this is kind of where Seattle need to close this one out. Do you guys think Seattle may have fucked up here? Nobody's watching their pinch. Nobody's looking at it.
Number 6 got the weirdest timing of all time. Did he just run down through middle?
Number 8 was looking at it. It was
no, he ran through P2.
Gave it up.
No, go back. Did he run through P2 or did he run?
He ran through mid. He ran through left, then cut back to P5.
Wait, how the fuck? Hold on. Did he spawn?
Nah, he spawned back left warehouse.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
wait a minute.
You get that spawn.
What the fuck is that?
Bro, they're all spawning differently. Look, number 1 spawns number 1 spawns trades, number 4 spawns back warehouse, and Tyler spawns back left. They all get a different spawn. They all get a different spawn here. And that opens it up. Look, because Abizi takes the route. He gets behind them. And look, there's one. He sees Dante in the corner here. He ends up getting 2, and that opens up the site.
I mean, if you would spawn where, like, let's say number 4 spawn, that would have been a lot longer of a route. Like, it would have been such a longer route that, like, he probably doesn't even get there in time. Like, the game, bro, that was the thing that happened a lot in MW, at least, which is kind of similar sometimes. This game will just give you a spawn, and you're just like, well, I'm just going to hit this lane. Like, because you just spawn for it, like, every time. Like, that actually is absurd.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the final scoreboard. It was 37-37 from Sim, so the interactions there. My man Chris is running at him. It was a bounty match. Was this a bounty match? They're throwing money.
It was a bounty match.
Yeah.
All right, so congratulations to FaZe. They won a little bit of cash here.
So I want Seattle. One final thought for me. Seattle in losers and potentially Optic in losers, and we'll see how the bracket shapes up on Sunday. Like, maybe might chalk one of these bubble teams. And FaZe are probably at this point 3-2. Based on the tiebreakers, are probably gonna end up being like 4th or 5th seed.
Yeah, they're valid. They're valid.
Yeah.
I do want to. I'm gonna put a message in your chat, Tom. So after Seattle won Major 3, they wanted to, do their little event montage and put a little quote of me in there. Matt got real cute on Twitter, tweeted out a little clip from the flank. And so I added myself and I said, remind me of this in 90 days, right? 90 days, because that would have been right after champs. But hey, it's only been 30 and I'm ready to be reminded. I knew what I was talking about. I was waiting for it to happen. Their chart went like this, and it was just a matter of time for they came right back down that roller coaster. So, welcome back to reality, Seattle Surge.
Oh, bro.
Listen, I'm Team Seattle, man. I like the Seattle Surge.
Series.
I think they're a good team. Let's hop into the next series. We got the Florida Mutineers going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. We got a Tuscan Hardpoint, Desert Siege S&D, Gavin to Control, Berlin Hardpoint, Berlin S&D. Some of you guys were cursing me out because you thought I was skipping through it. So we're coming back, and we're going over this one. What did you guys think, man? Anything about the vetoes as we hop into map number 1? Anything about Florida? They were kind of memeing you too a little bit, Pat. Florida, they were coming at your neck a little bit today.
It's crazy, Tom. It's crazy. I mean, every team they got something to say about me, Tom. You know, they want my attention. I think at this point.
Matter of fact, they changed their name on Twitter, Pat, to the Florida
Leia.
Puppeteers.
And that's a copyright. I got that trademark. So y'all gonna have to send a direct deposit.
Damn, they also tweeted out after they won, winners bracket secured, not bad for some puppeteers. # fear the deep. And they posted a little puppet here, Pat.
Listen, we've talked about this Florida team though. They get a couple of these series, right, where they just like they get really happy about it. And in reality and in the long plan, it really don't mean much. This is the LA Thieves, probably, the most inconsistent team online that we've seen. Some days they'll play Boston and look like the best team in the game, and then other days they just look sloppy as hell. So,
the thing for me about the Florida team, it's not the players or anything like that. It's just almost like the way, like, the perception of it is like where every time they're talking, like they're like people are like doing this meme shit with like the flank or just people like it's like they're trying to prove they're not the worst team. It's not that they're trying to prove that they're a competitor, because like we'll be like, oh, this team is just not good or something like that. It's like, prove to us that you can be a competitor. Don't just prove that you're not the worst team in the league because you, like, let's say, qualified for the like winners bracket or something like that. Like we don't, that doesn't matter.
We've been saying it on the show for a year and a half with this Florida team. They were like, it is a night and day team. Sometimes they come on and they're great. Sometimes they have absolute stinkers. We've yet to see them like pull up to an event and have like a dominant run. Like,
that's what we're saying though, Ben. It's like, we don't give a shit if you're decent. We don't care if you beat this team. Like, we don't care if you beat this team.
Damn.
It's not even just them. It's just every team. We don't care if you're decent.
If you look at the CDL standings page right now, like there are a lot of teams from literally 4 to 11 that are between 50 and 45 win percentage in both maps and series. Like,
bro, and that reflects our perceptions of these teams on the show. It's just like, oh, we talk smack about them because they're ass. And then they come out and they do something decent, and then everyone's just like, all right, we're good. And then they come back around and they're ass again. Like, when is it gonna stop, man? Like, these CDL teams, not just Florida, need to stop trying to like prove to the community, the fans, even to themselves that they're decent. They got to start proving they're a competitor. Start making actual good moves. Start fucking winning series. Stop trolling vetoes. Stop when is it going to end? Yes, I get it's Vanguard, but like, bro, come on. There's no lateral. It's just lateral moves everywhere, man.
Listen, they came out and they played good today. And if Florida's that bad of a team, then it's got to be worrying for LA Thieves. I personally don't think Florida's bad. They're just inconsistent, and I don't think they have a good team composition. I'm personally not a fan of the way they're setting up their team. But to them, this is how they want to set it up. And if they want to prove us wrong, they can prove us wrong. They did come out today and take care of LA Thieves. So it was a good win for them. It was the second P5 here where they were kind of able to chain a little bit. They chained this P4 into this P5, and it was 2 Real. 2 Real made some pretty good plays here at the end. It was a pretty good map 1 out of him.
It's about goddamn time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's the only sub on a team, Chris. You know what I'm saying? So it's
he still ended up with a 0.8. So like, he had a good map. He had a good map. He didn't have a good series.
You could just kind of see how he was able to just make the play down low and kind of just hold that for the squad. Just good job from Florida to kind of chain these hills together and close it out here on the second P4, P5. We didn't even have to go into a third rotation. They just get there early. They stay ahead of their rotos, and just good play from Florida. Take a look at the scoreboard. Is rough one for Draza, right? 17 and 27. He ended up turning things around as the series went on, but rough one for him. Everybody negative except for Kenny on the side of LA Thieves. For Florida, it was 25 and 23 from 2 Real. Skies 25 and 17, 23-19 from Major. Just doing what he does. Go ahead, Chris.
Skies played a little bit better in this matchup today. I think he's been he's been struggling a bit. Like we know 2 Real's been struggling, because he's been left out to dry, so to speak. But I think Skies has been underperforming as well lately. It's good to see that Skies playing at least had a good match.
That guy's an animal, bro.
Right there.
Listen, I'm a big fan of the players on Florida individually.
Yeah, individually. Their team comps never make sense.
Yeah, and I feel bad for them because I'm like, I don't feel bad for them because they're making the decisions. But I just don't know why they can't figure it out.
I'm not gonna stop bringing this up, by the way, until we get answers. So what the fuck do you mean by you act like I want to run this like What is
I don't
that,
know,
sub?
Chris. I don't know.
How does
maybe-
it, like, what does that even mean? Like,
one day, I'm sure that we could get somebody from that camp. To
one
come on
day,
talk
and
about
I'm
it.
gonna ask that question every day. We're gonna be like, "Yo, Florida match." I'm just gonna be like, "What do you mean you don't want to run a sub?
Yeah,
Well,
How's this work?"
Well,
Here's another thing that no one's talking about with Florida, because I just looked this up and I'm actually mind blown. Their S&D map pool is hilariously tiny. Overall, they're 14 and 22 in S&D.
They can play 2 maps.
On Bocage and Desert Siege, they are combined 2 and 11 on both maps.
Damn.
They can only play Tuscan and Berlin.
This is how
That's
I
it.
knew they were gonna lose the S&D as well. It was a 3-1 round. Look at where they're bringing the bomb. I mean, the guy, it's literally 2 real with the bomb bottom mid by himself, and the rest of his team is.
He's
they're
off doing
outskirts.
something else, bro. Like,
It just seemed like they weren't on the same page, and then they end up winning. Like these win this round, they end up going up 4-1. Florida bounced back here on a defense and closed it out 4-2. But then we get into the next one. This is where Draza pops off. It's the Alaskan fucking assassin away. This guy's able to find an ace, and I don't know how the hell he was able to do it. He finds a big 2-piece up top, looking through those windows. I personally can't stand this fucking map. I hate these windows and these broken walls. But Draza just makes such good plays here. Just really good shots. He's able to shoot some nice laser beams. Wow. Really good plays. That was like a counter strafe.
I can't
on
believe
Val.
you like reach out that initially. Like
well, he
when,
tagged him. He tagged him. So.
Well, no, before the tag, like when he like kind of like was shouldering, he spotted him. I'm like, because Sky's definitely spotted. Like Sky should, it's like Sky should be preeming this, which he is, and then he just loses it.
Yeah,
like, you see what I'm saying?
I thought Skies was maybe. I thought he was gonna once he threw the first shimmy right here, like boom, he throws a stun. I'm thinking Skies thinks he's gonna chow off his stun, so maybe if he pre-fired this, he would have killed him. You know,
yeah.
Like if he just starts shooting, because when you see a tag flying at you, that tells you most of the time that he's thinking about.
That's really good crosshair placement, bro. Like the way he had his. That was really good. That was really good.
And then he ends up getting the ace here as well. He goes all the way through mid, and he picks up this final kill onto Wake. So just really good plays coming out of Draza, man. Good fucking job out of him. And then we get into the last round. Again, Florida go to a defense. They close it out. Good retakes from them on the B point. It was Draza who found the first blood to close this one out. We know how impactful those first bloods can be. And I just thought Draza was being super impactful this map, making really good plays. And
what? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
I wanted to ask, what's Thieves' like S&D record this split? Because I think they've been playing a bit better in Search this split. Am I wrong?
That's gotta
Anyone
be
have the stats
That's
for
gotta
it?
be a Pat and Ben question.
They're basically playing 500 ball in S&D right now.
Well, that's an improvement. I knew I wasn't fried because I feel like that's been an improvement. I feel like that was their
they were
outlier
struggling
game
heavy.
mode.
Yeah,
they were like terrible at
struggling
it
heavy early
before. I'll take a 500 improvement, dude. I'll take it.
Yeah, then we get into the Gavitu control. Man, how many times have we seen this map today? Another Gavitu control.
Thieves should have won this map. The last 2 offenses were winnable on their end.
Do you think so? Why so? Why do you think they were winnable?
Or they had lives advantage, they had position, they just didn't execute it and get the next set of kills in order to actually win the round.
Right here, a little bit unfortunate with the streaks. Yeah, no, this was the round, Ben, where I feel like these could have had it, especially right here. They get 2 kills and they kind of get pushed up. I don't know how this all broke apart for them. You can see Envoy finessing and Hill. Nobody stays ring. I feel like it's a good play to have somebody ring just watching the cross. But nobody stays ring.
100%.
Everybody pushes up, and then look, they give up their pinch. Like, nobody holds it. The thing is, if you're going to give it up, somebody needs to be there to bump you. And if there's a little bit of a window, you could get fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're giving up the pinch for like 5 seconds until the next guy picks it up, like that window could hurt you. And it hurt them right there. The pinch comes in, and LA Thieves they kind of trolled a little bit there, but they maintained ring control here. And with the lives going down, Ben, you think this was a round they should have had?
100%.
Oh, look at this angle. Is that barrel? Is that barrel still up?
Yeah, it's still there. There's like a little barrel there that people stand on, and you can.
Like,
see
I see it. Yeah.
And the lives get pretty close. 30 seconds left. 14-7. Really big plays coming out of Skies. It was a big 1-on-1. I don't even know how the hell he's still alive right now. He's just finessing. Good plays out of Skies because that bought his teammates enough time to get here and get this trade. And with 25 seconds left, Florida only has 4 lives left. 15 seconds left, 4 lives, and let's see what LA Thieves decide to do here and kind of how it fell apart. It was honestly a really good play from Big Wake. I like that he pushed out Ring here. He ends up finding 2 of them, too. He just pieces them. He ends the round on a 7 spree, and that's going to give them full streaks. And honestly, Gavitu, you have a cruise missile. You're on defense. You just clutched up. You have the momentum. This one was Florida's map to win. I definitely think LADs might have trolled a little bit there, but Big Wake made a fantastic play. And
Yeah,
he
for
does
sure.
that. He does that, man. He has that individual talent where he could just do that at any given time. So
Yeah.
good plays. Any final thoughts on the third, Matt? As you head over to the next
No,
one.
I think you hit it right the nail on the head. That you can't be giving up a ring, dude. Like I feel like at all times, unless you're just like about the cap or something like that, and you want to maybe like touch down to the point, you should always have one of your AR players. Well, they're running 4 ARs in this case, probably.
Yeah.
Just ring. It does nothing but good for your team to have a guy positioned there. There's no need.
Especially Chris, because like you only get so many opportunities when you get a clean wipe and you get ring control and you have the perfect setup. It's like you can't let people pinch you. Like you can't let people have that window. Like that's something that needs to be
If
fixed.
you watch what happened in both these situations, the last 2 players left, or the last player left was a sub player, and you've got no ARs to watch over. They're across the map.
But did they actually have subs on in their hands? Bro. I'm looking at this shit.
Yeah,
Envoy has an AR. Fucking Kenny definitely has an AR. Like Draza definitely has. Like they all have ARs.
Even this overtime, if LA Thieves could have won this, look how close this is, man. If Florida only has 4 lives. Envoy gets the kill on point. I can't believe he died. If he would have got through and got onto that point, he might have been looking good, but Florida were just holding the cross. And honestly, Florida was doing a really good job letting the play come to them when they were down in lives. Because if you're down in lives, obviously you just can't run at them.
I mean, I agree, but
they also got to that point because they were probably running at them.
When you play Gab, bro, and you get an opportunity to win, you got to take advantage of those situations and let your skill shine through.
And then we hop in to the next map. Florida went up early in this one. They went up about 80 points right off the rip. They just had such a good break, but they just let that lead that they had right off the rip, and they lost it so fast. LA Thieves, they were just able to chain a few hills together. And it wasn't until the second P4 where Florida was able to find a really big break, but it was LA Thieves that were able to close this one out. It came down to the final seconds of the last P2. Anything on the Berlin hardpoint, Pat? We'll start with you. Anything that caught your eye in this one? Anything that you want to say about LA Thieves or Florida? Anything about any of these teams?
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I don't know why. Listen, I'm fried a little bit here. Go ahead, Pat.
So something I wanted to mention about Thieves is they actually have a winning record on Berlin hardpoint, but they're negative in total points scored. So it's kind of a weird stat to where like it's one of their better hardpoints, but when they lose, they kind of get blown out, and when they win by a small margin. They win by a small margin, you said? Yeah. Yeah. Overall, so big picture, yeah. A lot of these maps, I mean, even this Berlin hardpoint, as we skim through, it's just a lot of just trading rotations. These teams are pretty even today, man. S&Ds were a little lopsided, but besides for the S&Ds, I mean, pretty good match out of these guys. It was Awakening making plays, and Major Maniac had a little shit talk to say after the map as well, or after the series. I think he said, "I'm so fucking good," or something like that. He has been so good for this Florida roster, and it kind of sucks for him because I feel like if you put Major Maniac around the right people, he'll succeed so much. I'm talking like winning championships and shit. And I just don't think they will find success. Obviously, they won the series here today, but when it comes to winning championships, I really do worry about the team comp. So. Well, that's what bothered me because, and I know we've mentioned this before, but, a major for Dave, if that would have just been a clean 1-for-1 swap, I wouldn't have hated it, right? I would have been like, okay, good move, Florida. It's not the best move you can make, but it's an improvement. But to lose Vivid, who I think was so pivotal to this team, that's kind of where we kind of get. Yeah,
there had to be some sort of internal conflict within the team, but I was gonna say Florida choked the fuck out of this map.
Yeah, I was bringing us to the end because this is where things get really mixy, man. I mean, somehow LA Thieves was able to lock down this whole P1. They were able to break on in, hold the P1, and bring some time back. So pretty much a tie game going into this third P2. We're in a third set of rotations now. And Florida, they get here early. They get a clean wipe. There's one guy left. How does this fall apart for him? What happens here, Chris?
Well, right here, they have the full setup, right? They have the full setup. A needs to just hold mid. For some reason, he's checking his back, and then he's also just playing a shit angle when he could have just been committed to the one angle he needed to watch. They get in, and then on top of that, they right here, Skies almost makes the play here to win. Was it Skies?
He
Or it might
takes
be.
well,
Yeah,
Skies
Skies almost makes the
route.
play here.
Yeah,
he takes a
a
route, and he almost lines up the 2-piece, but they don't end up capitalizing on it. If he gets this 2-piece with number 3 and number 4 that almost lines up, yeah, it would have basically been GG.
Yeah. Now if he hits that 2-piece, he could probably pinch the hill and they'll float on in. They'll probably contest it a little bit, buy some time, and they probably would have been able to win that. LA Thieves, man. I mean, you could just see how much of a glue. That's a Vanguard hill right there, man. Just constant flooding. Like, look at this. Just bro, nobody wants to lose. Just flooding.
To go into that hill. That's why it's like that. Like you can literally go in at any point.
Wait, can we go back to where like 2 Real died broken, where I told him he was looking away? I want to see the rest of the setup because he died right away, obviously, but everyone else also dropped.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of curious just to see.
I didn't mind his spot. I just wanted 2 Real to tuck himself. Like right here, just tuck left and just hold up.
They even
top.
get first blood. They get first blood here. It's a 3v4.
Yeah, it's a 3v4. Like just hold up top, or maybe just hold an angle. He just kind of wide peeks it too much, and he kind of just throws like a burger shimmy. To be honest.
Yeah.
He kind of gets taken out.
They just ignored the guy's street. They all flood into the hill, and they just get pieced. Yeah,
good trades from LA Thieves.
It was good trades, yeah. But like, dude, they had the man advantage, man. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. It's irritating. It's irritating me to watch.
Yeah, take a look at the scoreboard. I mean, look at LA Thieves. I mean, the whole team is negative except for Octane. So you got to think if you're Florida here, you're kicking yourselves in the foot for that one. May have been one that you probably thought you should have had. But LA Thieves, I thought they did a great job keeping that pressure on them and working those trades at the end. And then we get to the last one, man. We get to the last map of not of the day. Obviously, this is the third series. You kind of went out of order a little bit, but this is kind of where Florida was able to close this out. And honestly, start from Mike, right? Or initially, we'll rewind it a little bit. In the second round, Mike was actually able to find a 1v3 here. Major Maniac making good heads of play, and this is what he does, man. He's always been a very icy player. You can kind of see he's left by himself. The bomb is down, right? So a little bit of help. He could kind of work with this a little bit and try and make a play. He stays really patient. I like how he backs on in. He's able to find one. Ends up getting a guy. Bro, once he gets that first kill, the thing is the guy, they have no time. You know what I'm saying? I felt like LA Thieves, they should have been hopped that bomb. Like, 3v1, somebody should have hopped it right now. Like,
all of Berlin today in search was just troll after troll after troll.
Why are they not hopping it?
Something to mention in this series is, we talk about how important first bloods are, Tom, but in this map, first bloods only won 2 of the 8 rounds. So
that's wild.
6 rounds people got first bloods and didn't capitalize.
That's nuts, dude.
Like that should never happen.
That is just unacceptable from some of these teams. You know what I'm saying? Like that just can't happen. But you can kind of see, right, Mike, he clutches the 1v3. They go up 0-2, and I'm pretty sure LA Thieves, they were only able to win about 2 rounds in this one, so it just wasn't the best S&D from them, and you can kind of see it started early, just some brain farts. Like these rounds, like every round matters so much in Search. It's only up to 6, so all these rounds that you choke and cost are never good. I even like the play from Florida here when they lost around here. I like that Florida gets aggro here and gets the bomb down. I feel like LA Thieves are trolling for letting them get that bomb down. Like I personally don't like teams when they play retakes. I don't like. Oh, I don't know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's a good play to just chalk up the A site? Like a lot of teams.
Absolutely not.
No, especially with like the way. So they had a guy pushed up on B. Look,
so
go back and look how far this guy is pushed up on B. Like if this guy is playing the game well, right, and doesn't just throw his life away, he's getting aggro information. By the time he knows they're coming B, his team can react. So that means if you have a guy that's playing that has that much information on the map, get fucking aggressive on the other site, like and do the same there. What the hell? If you give them the bomb plant there, they just run back to spawn and they have an opportunity to win the round.
To kind of talk about that, Tom, Thieves actually are the second worst defensive Berlin team, like in the entire game. So I think that kind of goes to show, like, they are letting teams, do whatever they want on offense, right? Like that's and we've talked about this all year. Like Thieves just play traditionally a lot slower in Search, and I think. As teams get better and better and, these strats get more refined, like that's just going to get worse and worse for them.
Yeah, it was just an interesting play. And then we get into the 1-3 round, and it was Major Maniac again. He picks up a whole ace here, man. He gets the whole fucking team. You can kind of see him on your mini map. It's at number 6. He's kind of playing by that back docks area. You can see LA Thieves. They end up getting the A bomb down, and they get the first blood, and they toss this round away.
Is this just common thing for teams to do? Because even Florida's doing it. Just back up to spawn and give up A.
Oof, man, Mikey's my bad, Chris, but Mike is shooting, baby.
Yeah,
He's fucking. This guy's fucking shooting, man. You could kind of see, bro. He world stars him for his ace. Like he's making.
Oh my god!
They show the replay of it after this.
Bro, he's literally shooting on for the ace, and then he just has such a good read. This last guy's on the flank, and he checks stairs real quick. It's like fuck it, he's just so cracked. He checks everything at once, and he's able to catch envoys. So that was just sick, man. That's pretty much how Florida was able to win the map. But go ahead, guys. You guys give your final thoughts.
Well, I mean, if we show up the standings page here shortly. I thought Thieves was sitting pretty big in this major. They're now in real trouble, I think, of not making chances.
Let's go to the standings. Let's check it out.
Especially if they don't beat New York tomorrow, because they're going to be sitting pretty much in that 8th spot. With a lot of work to do at the major.
Because that's going to be New York's all in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So if from what we know about when Texas plays LA, it's usually a Denver server or like a Texas server with the inflated ping, right? Those are the only two options, which I think it's just tough for an LA team. So, and I think New York is just overall better. So I don't think they will win that match.
Yeah, this was a massive match for Thieves, and they've now put Florida back in the mix. Depending on if LAG win tomorrow, they might get bumped out of the spot. Like, bro, for Thieves, like this is the worst case, man. You're gonna have to pull up to Major 4 and outplace a lot of these teams. Otherwise, you're not gonna be going to champs.
Ultras also like still even a question. Like it's actually kind of crazy.
Whoa, let's not jump to any conclusions. We'll come back after they smoke Optic tomorrow. Well, Ben, who does LAG play?
I'm excited to see Optic play tomorrow.
Tommy, if you want to pull up the schedule, we can do predictions.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm excited to see Optic play.
The LAG matchup is very interesting.
By the way, before we get into predictions, I wanted to call this out because this is actually crazy, and I forgot to mention it when we were going over their series. FaZe is the only team in CDL history that has never lost 3 series in a row.
Wild.
That's
They've
a
never
crazy
lost 3 in a
stat.
row?
Never.
Wasn't it crazy for? It wasn't even 2 in a row for a long time, wasn't it? I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
they lost back-to-backs until like this year, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't until like recent where
Which
they
is
lost
insane.
that.
Vanguard.
Yeah,
to be fair, we had a weird format in the first year of the league, so it's hard to lose 3 straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, look into schedule. I mean, you talk about the LAG match, like, bro, they're playing a really strong London team. We had Trey on yesterday. Like, LAG's in real trouble, and they got to win that match. Yeah, do we want to do predictions? Just kind of run through it.
Yeah, we'll run through it. I'll start it off. We got LAG versus London. I got London. I think London looks great. LAG, they don't look so great. So I got London going 3-1. Optic Texas versus Ultra. I think Optic's coming out hot tomorrow. I'm going with Optic tomorrow. I saw Brucey doing some crazy shit. This guy's beating Shroud and Tens and shit. This guy's just fucking ready, bro. We'll see what.
He's ready on Valorant.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, bro. It is what it is, man. This guy's just talented no matter what he touches, bro. So we'll see what happens tomorrow with that. I got Optic. And in Thieves, New York, again, I got New York. I just don't see New York losing. I think these guys are gross. I've been saying this for weeks. I got New York. Who do you guys got? We'll start with you, Pat, Chris, and then Ben. We'll go our way down.
I got Ravens for sure. I got Subliners for sure. And then actually, let me load up Valorant, Radiant leaderboard. Yeah, I see Dashy's climbing. So I got Toronto Ultra tomorrow against Optic.
What about these New York?
He said New York.
Oh, he did? All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I got the Ravens being LAG. Ravens just look really, really good, man. And then I got Optic being Toronto, just because Toronto just does not look good at all. And I think Optic is just a stronger roster.
2022 world champs.
Unfortunate, man. But hey, it is what it is. And then I got New York Subliners making the dream. Just keep the ball rolling. They're beating the Thieves. So.
And Ben.
I think LAG's in real trouble right now. London looks good. I think that's a pretty simple one. I think Optic's going to beat Toronto, but man, if Optic don't win tomorrow, bro, the flank chat's going to be lit. I think it's going to be panic, at least amongst the fans. They have to start in loser bracket for this tournament.
Optic fan, the green wall does not want that, man.
I feel like Optic should be able to take care of business against Toronto, but man,
will this be the first time they've ever started in losers? If they lose,
I don't know. Has it? Yeah, this year.
I feel like it might, but definitely this year. But...
Did ProLuke play any matches to split with them? If so, did he play one match?
Yeah, did you hear ProLuke getting chirped today? They were tripping
Yeah, I
him
saw
today,
that.
bro. They was
Wait,
tripping
what?
him. And challengers were just
Yeah,
tripping. Just
what's his
tripping
name?
down
Dan Ghosty was like, I should have been on optic.
They played the first 2 series with Pro Loot.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
played the last 2.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
funny.
so what's the record?
They're 1 and 3.
They're 1 and 3 right now. Yep.
They got to win and hope stuff breaks their
Oh,
way.
they
in order
gotta
to make
win
the
with
winners.
against Paris. I remember now.
Mhm.
Anyways,
yeah.
never
So
mind.
we'll see what happens with them.
We could get Optic New York first round, which would be hilarious. So yeah, I think Optic's gonna take care of business there. But we'll see. And then for Thieves New York, I agree with everyone. I feel pretty good about New York. Obviously, we haven't talked yet about the Hydra COVID situation, but obviously,
Oh, I forgot about that.
saw on Twitter he tested positive. So hopefully he's feeling good for tomorrow. I think even if he's not 100%, though, I really still like this New York team. Both LA teams losing tomorrow are going to probably be sitting rock bottom and with a lot of work to do.
And even if he is sick and can't play, I mean, I'm just a quick hour flight from New York. That's no big deal. I just signed my Supermax
Jesus
5-year.
Christ.
You know I'll come in and handle business. So
Yeah, Pat. Listen, you're a winner, Pat. You're a 20-time, a 2-time world champ.
Who's New York sub?
I think technically Clay.
Clay.
Oh yeah, Clay. Yeah,
Clay's
Clay.
a
I want. Ooh,
plays at Boston right
Hey,
now.
Ben, you gonna put us out or what, brother?
Yeah, I'm in a putt. Let me get ready.
Hey, look at him swing the mic. You see him swing the microphone out the way? Jesus.
Oh, he's aggressive. He's feeling a little too overconfident right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think
missing.
he's missing, bro, because he sank yesterday, and we had a long show today. I think he's chalked. I think
he's fried right now,
He also
bro.
had an 8-hour live stream today. He went rogue today. There's no way. He's going wide for sure.
Yeah, he's been sitting in his chair all day. His knees are weak.
Stepping up
100%.
to the plate, got his slippies on. They smell like shit. Let's see what he can do. He's gonna. He sinks and he proves us wrong. It's Ben J to see, ladies and gentlemen. Man, he's so icy. He's so fucking icy, bro. Holy shit. Ben, talk to me. How do you feel? How do you feel, bro?
I feel great, Tom. So hopefully I play good tomorrow on the course.
Man, you were just icy as fuck, brother, man. But hey, listen, man, that's gonna do it for us today on the show, man. We've been having a good time on here, man, talking some COD. So thank you guys so much. You guys have coming in here with a lot of energy as well, man. I hope
Last time
Optic
was in losers was stage 3 Cold War, by the way.
Before we end, we should talk a little bit about challengers. A lot of action today in challengers. Couple of upsets. It's really looking like, I don't know what you guys feel, but it's looking like maybe a Toronto Academy grand finals situation at the moment.
Yeah, Scrappy Assault duo is gross on the ARs. Assault's been having a fucking field day. Scrappy is definitely the best challenger player in Vanguard. He's
Assault's
disgusting.
been dominant, though. I saw a couple of their games where he was like double digits in search and always positive in response. So I actually think, like, I know it was a weird pickup, but I actually think it was a good move for them.
Yeah, people were high on Mohawk, and people were. Listen, hey, yo, this is for the chat. Assault is a really good player, and he's always been a good player. I think he's just always been surrounded by kind of, sorry, Pat, not the greatest of stars, but I think.
What do we want? Where's my ring at? Oh, it's a low look right there.
Well, I mean, to also bring something interesting, if we want to talk about, like, Rostermania and
last time he won was
Toronto,
with me.
The one of the owners of Toronto Ultra tweeted out some praise of Adam Assaults after their match today. So reading that,
I'm just saying, Assault's always been a really good caliber AR. He's just hasn't been in that circle, man, for a while, and I think he's proven himself in challenges.
I actually gotta call you out because Adam wasn't in that circle until I picked him up in BO3, and then he was on the map, and then BO3 IW World War II ended with a ring. Like that was a faded take,
I'm
Chris,
saying,
but I'll let you
I'm
slide.
saying
Either way,
I'm saying after World War II, like the guy was the MVP of World War II, and then just like gulag, like for the rest of his time, just not.
It was also BO4 in the MW. Like those also aren't necessarily his style of games either.
True.
Yeah, I guess.
But either way,
I still think he's a really good player.
Assault
man.
is a CDL capable main AR without question.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a good player. I think Adam's always been a good player. And I think Scrappy is a step ahead of everybody down there, including
Scrappy literally should have been.
That guy's
I'm not gonna say he was good at Cold War because I played against him then, but this game he's different, and if he can keep that up next year, he should definitely get signed in the off season. But in general, if he doesn't, let's say he's not as good as he was at this game next year, like that'd be a shame because
So-
in this game he is absurd. Like you saw it when he came in and fucking played for Toronto in one match. He was by far and wide the MVP of the whole series against New York, by the way, which is like we're talking about them as a top 4 team. Like that guy is gross.
I
Like,
think
absurd.
I think Doug makes the loser bracket run and wins the major though. Just calling that
What
out.
a
now.
story that would be.
If that happened, that'd be mind blowing. But no shot, dude.
If we do that, we got 100% get Doug on the show tomorrow.
Bro, if Doug wins that shit, I'm gonna go nuts, bro. That shit's gonna be fire. It was really difficult today to watch this actual CDL because I just kept going back and forth between challengers and CDL, and you'll be in like a Gav control, like the Paris match, right?
Yeah.
It was Paris against Minnesota on a Gav control. I'm like, dude, I'm watching Doug versus Clay, or Doug played like it was just so exciting to watch. My bad, Don. You're still here, man.
Oh,
Fuck,
Don,
man.
happy birthday, baby.
Happy
Go
birthday.
here.
Happy
Yes,
birthday to you. Hey, how you feeling? How old are you, Don?
I'm 23, bro. I feel good, man. I
You
feel
old
I
as
feel proud of
shit.
myself right now. Yeah, I'm getting old, bro.
I'm just kidding, bro. It's your Jordan
I used to
year.
roast people for being 23. Now I'm 23.
Wait, Don, it's your Jordan year.
My Jordan year, bro. I gotta win a
way.
goddamn
You got it.
series, man.
I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying. It's your LeBron year, baby. The real GOAT. The real GOAT.
shit.
Here we go again. Donnie, who's the real goal, LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan, bro. Respectfully,
Oh, really?
Jordan.
Really? What about you?
Respectfully, Jordan,
What
bro.
about you, Ben? LeBron or Jordan? Who you got?
Oh.
We're putting you on the spot in this one. LeBron or Jordan? Who you got?
KD.
Bro, not KD, especially after. Well, that's an argument for another day. I'm gonna say LeBron.
What the
Interesting.
fuck?
Hey, that's my guy, man.
Chris,
What
who you
the-
got,
my
bro?
guy.
Who you got,
What?
Chris?
Listen, man, I'm from LA. Kobe Bryant. What?
Kobe.
Kobe.
In the stream. In the stream.
R.I.P. man.
R.I.P. man.
Mamba,
R.I.P. R.I.P.
But I'm gonna go LeBron here, man. I'm going
Yes,
LeBron.
sir.
LeBron.
I feel like LeBron's consistency and for how long he's been doing it is fucking nuts, bro.
He's had a 20-year prime.
He's
Bro,
literally, Pat.
Jordan
Literally,
was
bro.
dunking from the free throw line. Jordan was dunking from the...
I picture that in my head.
Jordan was dead ass dunking from the free throw line.
bro.
He was dead ass Jordan.
Bro, if
he
LeBron
was
would
dead,
have
Jordan- hey, Jordan might be the one.
the dunk contest,
He
he would
was
have won
dead
them all.
ass jumping
would've
across the
won 'em all.
whole court and dunking that bitch, bro.
Wait, studies in chat. He loves basketball. What'd he say?
Bro, Jay is delusional, bro.
LeBron in 2
Yo,
more...
we played 2K.
actually,
We played 2K team
3.
up. Jay went Tim Duncan, bro. He is face.
Study said
No
that LeBron
way.
jumped over a person.
That is true. That
Listen,
was crazy.
in
Nah,
3
that
more
was
years,
crazy.
I got
that was
LeBron,
crazy.
bro. I
2 or
got
3
LeBron,
years.
man.
Listen, 2 or 3 more years, LeBron is going to end with 40,000 points, 10,000 boards,
True,
and
true.
10,000
All right, we
That's
gotta end the
true.
show. End the
With a
show. We can talk about
20-year
basketball
prime,
after.
He's the GOAT.
Wait, one more question though. One more
He's the
question
GOAT.
though. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi, bro.
There's no good answer to this.
I
question.
don't
Yeah,
even
there
know
is.
soccer,
Yeah, there
though.
is.
I ain't gonna
And
sit
it's-
here and act like I know
Yeah, there
soccer,
is,
bro.
and
I'm
it's
going
Messi. Yeah, there
This is a
is, and
whack
it's Messi,
question.
bro.
Listen, hold on. I got the
It's
best
Messi,
answer. I got
bro.
the best answer. I got the best
It's
answer.
Messi.
You ready?
He's a magician.
I got the best
Messi,
answer.
bro.
Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead, bro.
If LeBron would have played soccer, it would have been LeBron.
Oh, we're ending this shit. Man, let's end this shit before I get pissed off. We're ending this shit before I get pissed off now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching, man. Huge shout out to Donnie for coming on today. This guy's the fucking GOAT. He's always coming
Yes,
on, always
sir.
showing love. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Anchor.fm/theflame to check out all the audio sites are on. And go hit that follow button at The Flankers. Doing a phenomenal job. So make sure to go hit that follow button. Guys, please, please, please. Hit that motherfucking sub button. We're closing in at 100,000 subs on the YouTube channel. So hit that motherfucking... We're out!
Peace.